Yeah, yeah. What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing, man? What's goody? What's goody? What's goody? It's Wednesday night. Wednesday night. Y'all know what that means. It's your guy, Marcus, the Alphabets, host of the Alphabets Football Show with my lovely co host, Ramona Diehard. I'm over here chopping it up with my guy, Andre Torch Robinson, who should be along shortly. I may have Devon the Professional up here in a little bit. We got a few things to discuss with y'all. Y'all know how it is on Wednesdays. There's a lot of sports going on. We got a few topics for y'all that we're going to talk about. So grab you a drink, grab you a plus one, and get y'all's ass up in here. We got some stuff to discuss. We're on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, uh, and we got a nice show lined up for y'all. Okay, I got my guys coming. I got my guys coming up here in a little bit, so just bear with us, and we're gonna have a nice little show for y'all. Okay, so look, there's some news that's been going on. We're gonna hit on a little basketball tonight. We're gonna hit on a little football. Now, look, all of the teams have had their OTAs, the final OTAs, organized team activities. Look, this is the last big thing before we have training camp. We have training camp in about what's today? We have training camp in about a month and a half, about 40 days, a little over 40 days. We should start training camp. And look, this is the time here where these players, and the teams, they start trying to do final negotiations. Some of the teams, some of the players, they tell the teams, look, if we don't get this done before training camp, we ain't gonna talk about it. All right. So a lot of these guys, they want to get paid. They feel like they've proven enough, but some of these franchises are skeptical of giving these type of contracts, especially when you have guys with questionable character concerns: Rasheed Rice, George Pickens, Puka Nakua, behavior issues. It's look. I'm investing tens or hundreds of millions of dollars into a player. I have to know that I can trust you. Y'all hear me talk about this all the time on Coffee Talk, on Alphabet's football show, about these franchises being able to trust you. I have to be able to trust you. I have to be able to know that if I give you this type of money, that you're not going to go out and start acting like an idiot. Okay, you're not going to beat up your wife, beat up your kids, wreck wreck your car doing 150 miles an hour. Henry Ruggs. By the way, Henry Ruggs parole was denied. He's in prison for killing a woman while he was drunk. Uh, Rasheed Rice hit and run. He just got out for his 30 days. We talked about that a little bit. But when these teams come along and they want to reward you, some of these teams are reluctant to reward you because of behavioral issues, failed drug tests, questionable character concerns. Okay, they're investing lots of money in you, and they need to know that once I make this investment in you, I'm not going to get a call in the middle of the night saying that you did something stupid. Okay, so that's where it's at. Most of these teams, look, you have some terrible owners out there. I get it. There's some terrible owners out there, but I believe, and maybe this is maybe I'm being very optimistic as far as this, and seeing the world through rose-colored lenses. But I believe most of these franchises do, want to reward players. We've seen it this offseason where guys got paid a little bit earlier. JSN, this guy goes out, leads the league in receiving yards, offensive player of the year, and they make him the highest paid receiver. This guy jumps over Jamar Chase. So we've seen cases out there with guys that have done things the right way and were rewarded. We just saw Drake London. He's number 3 right now. Uh, JSN paid. Okay, so if most of the time now they Falcons, y'all need to pay my boy Y'all need to pay my guy Bijan Robinson. Y'all need to pay him. He's actually the best player on your team. You might want to go out and reward him. I would expect that there would be some type of contract making him. I expect Bijan Robinson to be the highest paid running back here shortly. They better, because in my opinion, the straw that stirs that drink. Now, speaking of the Falcons, now this was a little bit of a surprise for me. I was a little bit surprised with this because now we just talked about guys that have performed at an elite level. Kyle Pitts, now the highest paid tight end in the league. Okay, he just got paid 3 years, 54 million, 18 million a year. Now now this is a guy here who was highly drafted. I believe it was the 2021 draft. An incredible talent coming out of Florida. He's that new style of tight end with these flex tight ends, guys that you can line up all over the formation. A big body with wide receiver skills. But look, he started out. His career has been kind of a little bit questionable. Now he had his best year last year, but there goes my guy right there. My guy, Torch. What's good, fam?
What's good, everybody? What's going on? Shout out to Mike's the Alphabets for definitely holding it down as norm per the norm. Appreciate y'all. Y'all know what it is. World Class Wednesdays. I'm here. What up?
Make sure y'all like and share the show. We're discussing Kyle Pitts. Now, I believe Kyle Pitts is extremely talented, and we have seen the emergence of some young tight ends come into the league. And he's one of those guys. We see some of the old guard tight ends that are kind of winding down. I believe we're witnessing the end of. I think this the we watched the entire career of Rob Gronkowski, who I believe is one of the greatest tight ends of all time. He retired a few years ago. Should be coming up as a first ballot Hall of Famer in the next couple of years. And I believe this is probably the last year for Travis Kelce. I think he's near the end of his career. So we have the young blood coming up in there. We have the Brock Bowers. We have the Trey McBrides. We have the Warrens from Indy, the Lovelands from Chicago, the Tucker Crafts from Torch's Packers. But this guy here, he's extremely talented. Now, I personally, the Falcons, they're trying to lock down all of their elite talent over there. We just, like I stated earlier, Drake London has just gotten paid. Now you got Kyle Pitts who just got paid. I believe somewhere in the near future you'll see Bijan Robinson jump to the top of the food chain when it comes to the running back market. Now, looking at Kyle Pitts' stats, look, extremely talented. Rookie season was his best season. 68 catches for 1,026 yards, but he only had one touchdown. That was his rookie season. 15 yards a catch. Then it got hurt in his second year. 356 yards. 600 yards his third year. 600 yards his fourth year, and last year he had 928 yards, but he had 5 touchdowns. Now, I saw something the other day. He has every year he's been in the league, he's gotten the touchdowns the year that he's been in the league. So his first year he had 1 touchdown. His second year he had 2 touchdowns. His third year he had 3 touchdowns, and so forth, all the way up to last year, his 5th year. Where he was on his 5th, they picked up his 5th year option. Torch, your thoughts on this as far as with Kyle Pitts? 928 yards last year. When I look at him, where do we put Kyle Pitts at? Because if I had my druthers, again, we've seen some of the tight ends that are getting a little bit long in the tooth. the Kittles, the Kelseys. We saw Pat Fryermans get paid. We just saw Darnell Washington from the Pittsburgh Steelers. He just got paid. So when you have a good tight end, they say tight end or running back is a quarterback's best friend, somebody who can get you out of trouble. Your thoughts on this whole thing with Kyle Pitts? Was he deserving of this type of contract to be the highest paid tight end in the league? I'm a little bit skittish with this. I don't know if he warranted, but I do believe if he hit the open market towards, I believe somebody would have given him the money because he does have enormous talent. I believe part of what has held him back is the inconsistency at the quarterback position for the Falcons. Your thoughts, Torch?
First and foremost, right off the jump, let me say this with all caps. We ain't never putting until otherwise, proven otherwise, we ain't never putting Kyle Pitts in the same conversation as Travis Kelce or George Kittle. That's for starters. We are never putting him in that conversation, for one. For two, secondly, this guy has immense talent, but potential don't win you Super Bowls. Potentials don't get you the whole gravy train. It don't get you the juice. You don't get the juice just because off of potential. You actually gotta put in actions and then get results. And if I'm going by the logic of actions and results, this guy's been underwhelming. Very underwhelming. Now, we'll sit here and we'll say, uh-oh, here comes a Marcus Betts impression. Y'all ready? We starting early today. Who you play with matters. And I believe that's for some folks. I believe that applies to some, not all. All players are not created equally. If they were, they all get drafted in the same round with the same value, with the same price. Kyle Pitts has been underwhelming as hell. Now, did he show a couple flashes at the end of last season? Yeah, absolutely. I will say that he started showing some flashes, and we was like, where the hell has this Kyle Pitts been? But now you have a whole new repertoire. You got a whole new quarterback, whole new system, obviously, you're going to have. Can he build from what we saw the last couple of games? To me, that's the real question. It's not about who you play with for him, because obviously it's immense talent that he has. Bijan is his running back. So to be honest with you, your play action should be great. Usually when you play action, you're going to a guy like Kyle Pitts, who has that much immense talent, right? You would be going to a guy like that.
And having Drake London having Drake.
Do I believe that he would be better in some places than Atlanta? Sure, but we could woulda, coulda, shoulda all we want, and we could say that who you play with matters all you want. But to me, you have to still produce. You still have actions have to match you being the 4th overall pick, especially when you went before Ja'Marr Chase. Just remember, this is the guy who went before Ja'Marr Chase.
George, okay? we did a show in 2021. Myself, you, and Ramona, and we did all of our mock drafts. And when we saw him go before Ja'Marr Chase, we were dumbfounded. This is a guy who went before Ja'Marr Chase, a guy who went before Devonta Smith, a guy who went before Micah Parsons, a guy who went before Rashawn Slater. So there were some talent there. Both the top cornerbacks, Horn, J.C. Horn, and Patrick Surtain Jr. He went before these guys. So when you're drafted that high, there's a high expectation. There is enormous pressure and expectations on you to come out because of the talent that came after you. Now, again, I don't know if all of this is on his fault. Having a revolving door at quarterback, uh, Raheem Morris getting fired, bringing in Stefanski, former Browns coach, bringing in a guy like Tua Tagovailoa. I don't know how that's going to work out, but
Still got to produce though, Marcus. It's only so long. It's only so. I'm sorry. I don't want to say it's only so long. Fake thugs can pretend. It's only so long. I'm gonna give you that excuse because there's other players that's played with a plethora of quarterbacks, a plethora of different systems, and they.
Who do you? So let me give you an example. Who do you think is the best wide receiver in the NFL? Top 2 wide receivers.
So I had this conversation with a bunch of young guys on my post the other day. And,
okay.
Obviously, it's Ja'Marr Chase right now, but there's a time that it was Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
I would say.
Okay. So right there, do you know that last year Justin Jefferson had his worst season of his career?
Absolutely.
And there is no doubt, and this is a guy who you see twice a year. There is no doubt the reason why his numbers crater is because the inconsistency at quarterback that he had. He had a 3rd or 4th string quarterback. He had, the year before he had Sam Darnold. Before that, he had a guy like Kirk Cousins up in there. And then you go from that to J.J. McCarthy, who didn't play his rookie year. So basically, last year was J.J. McCarthy's rookie year. You're out there with a rookie. And then I can't even think of the other guy he had. I can't even think of his name. That's how bad he was. I can't even remember his name. And Justin
Situations ain't created equally, though. And I will say this. You're absolutely right about J.J. McCarthy. That just speaks volumes to J.J. McCarthy and how abysmal, I think, which I told people that he was going to be abysmal to begin with, that he is. And that's why Minnesota went and got another quarterback anyway. But the situations are different. I feel like all situations ain't created equal. You mentioned Kirk Cousins. Well, there's a similarity. Kyle Pitts had Kirk Cousins. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, this ain't all on the quarterbacks. I get it. Some of it is.
Wide receiver is such a dependent position. I don't care how good you are as a receiver, and you can get open right away. You're super fast, and you run great routes. How did Davante Adams look with Jimmy G? Do we need to pull up the video where Davante Adams, they got rid of his boy Derek Carr, and Jimmy G is playing, and he's on the sideline. He goes, this is a family-friendly show, Torch, but I remember in the video him saying, I've got to get out of here. I'm going to get killed. He goes, I've never taken as many hits like this in my life. And he was talking about Jimmy G. And we consider Davante Adams one of the best wide receivers of this generation. So we have to take that into consideration. Oh, Jerry Rice is the greatest wide receiver of time. Okay, we can have that debate. It helps when you have 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks. You start your career with Joe Montana, and then you go straight from Joe Montana to another Hall of Famer in Steve Young. So as a receiver, you are highly dependent on your quarterback being accurate, going through his progressions, having accuracy. And if you don't have that, it's just you have a tough time. So I'm gonna. I can't hear you. I'm gonna try to.
Hold on. I want to be responsible because we're on the show, and don't want people to get the wrong impression.
Okay.
So I want to ask before we move on.
Okay.
I want to ask: are you saying that the quarterbacks made Jerry Rice?
What I'm saying is, it's a marriage. Look, we just had this debate a couple of years ago. Did Stephon Diggs make Josh Allen, or did Josh Allen make Stephon Diggs? So look, I believe it's a marriage. It's like
it was a good partnership until it got sour.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm not saying that Jerry Rice made them, but I'm also not gonna say that, you know, having a guy like Joe Montana and Steve Young, both first ballot Hall of Famers and Super Bowl champion quarterbacks and a great supporting cast, it helps you. Okay? It definitely helps. Look, Randy Moss started his career with Dante Culpepper and some of these guys. He goes and plays with Tom Brady. The first year he plays with Tom Brady, he breaks the single season wide receiver touchdown record. That's what he did, just like that. So your supporting cast, football is the ultimate team sport. We've seen guys leave different places and go somewhere else, and you started on not such a great team, and then you go somewhere else. I remember Jerome Bettis with the Rams, and then he goes with the Steelers. He goes crazy. I remember Marshawn Lynch starting with the Bills and goes to the Seahawks. He has a great career. We've seen Brett Favre did not get drafted by the Green Bay Packers. He started with the Falcons. I don't know if Brett Favre is Brett Favre if he played his entire career with the Atlanta Falcons. So your supporting cast and people around you, when I say who you play with matters, your supporting cast matters, your where you play matters, the city that you play for matters. It definitely. We weren't talking about Jalen Brunson like we are now when he came where he came from, as to where the player that he is now with the New York Knicks. So your supporting cast and coaching staff, the city, all of that good stuff has a lot of effect on your success or your failure. So congratulations to Kyle Pitts. Me personally, I would not have given him this type of contract. I don't view he's immensely talented. Let me ask you this, Torch. You're a Green Bay fan. Is Tucker Kraft better than Kyle Pitts?
So first and foremost, Marcus, I don't know if I'm gonna allow you to make that Jalen Brunson comparison, especially since you said Mike Brown is just a guy. I don't know if I'm gonna let you do that. But moving on from that, you mentioned is Tucker Kraft better than Kyle Pitts? You're damn right he is.
You see
I don't
what
know
I'm
why
saying?
you would think he not.
Now, you know, he got hurt last year, but when you look at that, now a guy like Bowers, Bowers is still on his rookie deal. I would imagine a guy like Bowers, when his time comes up, I'm sure he'll probably be up there. But congratulations. Look, I am pro player. I always love to see the players get paid. So congratulations to him. And look, I enjoy watching him play. I enjoyed watching him play at Florida. We wish him success. I always like to see these young men get their money, and we wish him well. So last night, now we had the NBA championship last week, a couple of weeks ago, and right after that, we go straight to the NBA draft. Now, we had a few surprises up in there. Torch, I'm gonna let you take over this. I kind of was in and out on this. Anything that surprised you with the draft, and I also want to talk about this player here that Oklahoma City took. We also had, I think, the first Mexican American first round draft pick taken last night. I believe don't quote me on that. I know he was drafted pretty high, but this kid here from Michigan, look, with the way Chet Holmgren was getting punked in the NBA, in the Western Conference Finals, and he was getting punked. Wemby was taking him to the woodshed. It seemed to me last night that the Oklahoma City Thunder, they looked at that film and they said, we are not going to be pushed around. We need to get a little bit bigger. Now, Chet is 7 feet tall, but he's rail thin. He's got a teenage girl body, very flimsy frame. He needs to get some peanut butter and get in the gym this off season. But watching the NBA draft last night, what were your thoughts watching that last night? Some things that may have surprised you, or things that you expected, Court.
First and foremost, the NBA draft, I felt like this was and a lot of people are probably gonna hate me for saying this, but I felt like it was a weak draft class, to be honest. Weak draft class usually have a lot of big name players. Uh, I mean, we've been watching basketball for a long period of time, so we haven't really, you know what I mean? We're used to seeing 84 drafts, 90, the 96 drafts, you know what I mean? The great drafts with a lot of great players coming out, a lot of big names. This draft, and I will go right to it because I have it here, obviously. I got to stay prepared. Of course, I got Mara up, which I'll talk about him very shortly. But I wanna preface it and show you guys what happened with the first couple of picks right off the jump. So let's talk about it. Why not? Let's talk about these first couple picks. And Marcus, I'll give you some. If you haven't heard these names, I'll give you some information on them. So right off the jump, as it was talked about on multiple media platforms, you had AJ DeMonza from BYU go number one. An eccentric, electrifying forward that can play 1 through 4. Phenomenal guy, shoot the ball very well. Has the ups. We call him the ups. He can get up, definitely. Has a lot of great range and motion with his shot. 3 tier scorer. And BYU was pretty good. So, they took him. Number one, Washington. Washington needs help anyway. I mean,
Now there was talk that Trey Young was going to get traded. Now I saw that he got extended. Were we surprised with that? Because there was a lot of talk
no,
that maybe Trey.
no, that's not a surprise. And in fact, I'm actually glad that Washington didn't trade him and that they actually kept the faith, because having a second guard matters. Being able to have a good 1-2 punch, you know what I mean, in the backcourt is phenomenal. Teams are very successful when they do that, when you have a legitimate backcourt. And Washington, again, is a team that needs to build. They need help. They need the power of Grayskull, you know what I mean, to help this team out. So you start first, you get the best guy in the country, according to many. I mean, there's a debate that maybe Cameron Boozer should have went number one from Duke. Obviously, once again, I don't want to use the who you play with matters or where you play matters. I don't want to use that because, again, I feel like you still got to put up wherever you play. If you are highly recommended, I don't want to hear the excuse about no damn coach. I want to hear the excuse about where you playing. I want to see some results and action to back up those results. Even if you want to
Whoa. So
basketball, not
you don't
football.
think that? I think in football and basketball, I think that the coach that you get, where you end up going, that shapes you. Now, I want you to imagine. I want you to imagine this. LeBron James, number one pick, and he gets a coach like Popovich. He gets a coach like Popovich in his first. He never really had a coach like that. He never really saw. And look, you're an 18-year-old
James is not that player,
in.
though. See, again, and this is where we have conversations about different situations. Every situation isn't created equally. Again, in basketball, I would say it's more about being talented and being able to, the fundamentals. Coaching matters in every sport. I think a little more in football than basketball because you have 53 players that have to be impactful. You could be impactful, but your quarterback not impactful. In this situation, in basketball, you have 5 people on the floor and 5 defenders on the floor. And I feel like that you have a better chance of being impactful, even if you're, let's say, your point guard not impactful. If I'm a power forward like Nikola Jokic or a center like Nikola Jokic, I could still be very impactful, even if another player isn't.
Yeah, but that
Even if
also,
my coaching isn't the greatest, hold on. Even if my coaching isn't the greatest, what I bring to the table as far as my bag, we call it a bag. What's in the bag? What you got in the bag? The toolbox, the tool. And I should be able to still bring something forward because there's a lot of teams where talent carries a coach. There's a lot of teams.
Yeah, but you also have guys that go out there and look. Yes, you may have great stats, but those stats don't translate into winning. Michael Jordan wasn't winning games when his head coach was Doug Collins. He didn't start winning games. He didn't start winning games until he got Phil Jackson. So even the guy,
Michael, hold on. But here's the difference. But Michael Jordan had it in the bag. You see what I'm saying? You knew that Michael Jordan's bag was there regardless.
That, but we see a lot of players. We see a lot of players that spend a majority of their careers in bad situations, and it's like I got to get. If Kevin Garnett stayed in Minnesota, he never wins a championship. He never wins a championship.
So here's my rebuttal on that, Marcus.
Ray Allen never wins a championship if he stays with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Totally understand that, Marcus. Here's my rebuttal to that, though. Okay. My rebuttal is if that's the case and everybody wants to play in a pretty situation, then there should only be 16 teams. There should only be 16 teams.
But that's what I'm saying.
If that's the case, there should only be 12 or 14 teams in the NFL. If everybody wants to play in a great situation, then you might as well just have 14 teams and we could just have playoffs and get it over with. If in basketball, if that's what you want, we might as well just have 16.
I mean, that's really what that's kind of really what it's coming down to. We saw the emergence of, and look, I'm not going to sit up here and defend LeBron James, but we saw LeBron James. He was basically carrying those Cavaliers teams. Yes, totally carrying those teams, and then he in the finals, he's got to play against the Spurs. Or in the Eastern Conference Finals, he's got to play against Kevin Garnett and Ray and Big Baby Davis and Paul Pierce. He's out there by himself, basically trying to play against these guys. That's basically what he's doing.
Listen, it sounds good. It sounds good. When you say carry, there's a different type of carry. And let me give you a perfect example and understanding. James Harden has been on teams. Would you say James Harden has carried teams offensively?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Offensively.
But has he carried teams though? See where I'm going with that?
Look,
I'm asking you, has he carried teams? Because this is why I say that. In basketball, to be the best players, you have to be good on both ends of the floor. In football, you play one side of the ball sometimes, and you have to depend on somebody else to be good on the other end. You can be Jamar Chase and have 2,000 yards receiving and win 6 games. You understand what I'm saying? Like in basketball, it's a lot different. You're more dependent on when there's only 5 players on the floor. You have to bring something to the table. We can't just blame it on coaching all the time.
I saw Michael Jordan score 63 points. 63 points against the Celtics. And he lost. And he lost.
And you knew
he lost.
Hey, here's the thing. Every good player also takes their growing pains too. When you're a great player, you're playing for the worst team. You know this. You can't be the top 2 player and then play for the Golden State Warriors when they won 73 games. Won 73 games. It just doesn't work that way. This is why when we get to the conversation about Mara, this is where this is going to come into play. See, it's going to segue all into, and this is why management matters too. See, we talk about players and we talk about coaching, but management matters too. In basketball, to me, management matters so much more than in football. You can miss a player in football and still be able to win games and still be able to be a contender. In basketball, if you miss a player or two, oh yeah, you're in trouble. If you make a bad mistake, you're in trouble. Like, perfect example, the Dallas Mavericks. When you not only had Jalen Brunson and then he's gone, and then you had Luka Doncic and then he's gone, and then you settle for Cooper Flag, and then you have injuries. What type of season did they have this year? A
Well,
terrible season, right?
they brought in one of the Splash Brothers. They had
Yes.
Kyrie Irving. They had Kyrie Irving,
and guess what?
and the
And guess what?
injuries.
And guess what? Kyrie Irving was injured last year. He didn't hardly play last year, and neither did Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson played again, being an injury-prone player who tore both ACLs. You can't even expect that from Klay Thompson anymore. But what I'm saying is that you're more dependent on a player having to bring those those tools from out the toolbox and bringing them forward. That's what I mean. So, like when I talk about AJ DeBonza, obviously they picked him because he has a toolbox, a great toolbox that can help impact the team, like the Washington Wizards, who I just told you need the power of grace call and Jesus prayers too. When you talk about Darren Peterson, the guy from Kansas, he can score and defend really well. Now you would ask yourself, well, he plays for the Rock Chalk Jayhawks. Why didn't he go first over a BYU player? You see what I'm saying? Who you play with matters, where you play matters. Because again, in basketball, it's a little different. When I say you have to bring your toolbox, AJ DeBonza has a bigger toolbox. That's why you pick him. That's why you take him. AJ DeBonza can play guard easily. I mean, Peterson, he's a guard. Kansas, great player. Self and them guys had him coached up. Would you say Bill Self is a top 5 coach okay, see what I'm saying? There's a difference though with having tools in basketball and in football. Just like when you say Cameron Boozer. Cameron Boozer played for the Duke Blue Devils. The Duke Blue Devils play great competition all the time. ACC is a highly competitive, and they play outside of their conference a lot too. You understand what I'm saying? That's why you see Duke a lot on TV. You see Duke, you see the North Carolinas, the Kansases, the Kentuckys of the world. You see them on TV. These are guys you've probably seen more than AJ DeBonza. So why would a team pick AJ DeBonza over them, right? Caleb Wilson, another guy, went to Chicago, 4th overall, phenomenal player. 3-tier scorer, can defend pretty well. North Carolina. Born and raised. Oh, and let me stop. I don't want to go PD Pablo on y'all. Pretty good player. Wagner showed up very well in the tournament. Wagner showed up very well. They went to the Final Four. When have you heard the Illinois Fighting Illini? That don't even sound like. Do we even know whether Illinois is a basketball school or a football school? Do we know? Like, put that in the comment section if you know. What is the Illinois Fighting Illini? Are they a basketball school or are they a football school? You know what I mean? But these guys went to the Final Four, so the Clippers seen something in him as a guard that he had and was like, okay, best available. We need a guy that can be impactful. Louisville. Mikael Brown. I literally watched this guy in the tournament. I got to sit floor side and watch Mikael Brown Jr. Now, I will tell you firsthand that Mikael Brown Jr. has great upside, but in the tournament, he kind of the window in the tournament. The game against UCF. See, this is why we love sports, right? This is why we love the access and being able to do things, being able to actually interview and talk to people. I literally interviewed Michael Brown Jr. Literally on the floor. He's a good guy, but again, he kind of dwindled during the tournament, and he's now with the Brooklyn Nets. Do you see the Brooklyn Nets getting to the playoffs anytime soon?
No.
Even with the fact that we just know we'll talk about tattoo. Julius Randle got sent over there to Brooklyn. How do you go from a New York team? By the way, Karl Anthony Towns and Julius Randle was a swap. By the way, for those who don't know, one was in Minnesota, went to New York. The other one was in New York, went to Minnesota. And then Chris Finch gets a call and says, hey, we're trading Julius Randle for a second-round pick, the 33rd overall pick. We're giving a team the 28th overall pick and Julius Randle. How do you think Julius Randle feels right now? That's the team. That's the team that Michael Brown Jr. is going to right now with Michael Porter Jr. We'll see how many shots they put up between the three. But again, you have
probably the same way that Jared Verse felt going from the Rams to the Browns.
Right. And that's my thing. This is why I say in basketball, you have to bring tools to the toolbox. Bring your tools out the toolbox and be able to perform regardless of who your coach is. Because when you're on the Brooklyn Nets, how much do we expect the Brooklyn Nets coach to do? How much are we really expecting from the Brooklyn Nets? Not much, right? So you got to bring it. That's my thing. You got to bring it. Then you got guys like, okay, so we go down further. We go down even further, and we're going to get to Meyer in a second. Then you go to Darius Acuff Jr. I got to watch Darius Acuff Jr., another guy from Arkansas. Got to watch him. Really good player. There was times during last season that folks thought that Acuff Jr. should have been the number 1 overall pick. Look where he went. Look where he's at in this draft. Number 7. You see what I'm saying? Very easily, you can go from being a top guy to being the 7th overall, which is not too bad. But again, number 1 and 7 is like, I hate to say this, like Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Okay, so let's you understand where the, you know what I mean, the impact matters as a player. You understand
the talent drop off?
Yes, you understand where somebody was like, I don't know if his talent is going to fit and if it's enough. Now, Acuff Jr. was phenomenal last year. I ain't going to hold you. And he had a really good coach in Arkansas. By the way, if you're tuning in right now, tell me who Arkansas's coach was. I'm not going to tell it to you because I want you to research yourself. Who was Arkansas's coach? And then we're gonna keep it pushing. Well, we're gonna keep it pushing while you get that. Then you got this guy from Arizona. Arizona was a top tier team this year. They made it to the Sweet 16 this year. They got in. Milwaukee just traded the house, by the way. And we'll talk about that a little later too.
Jimmy Haslam. Jimmy Haslam just getting rid of people left and right.
Hell yeah, we're gonna talk about all that while I'm watching Angel Reese grab rebounds. All right.
Me bounds.
That was a defensive rebound, but yeah. Then another guy I got. Well, okay, so Houston. Houston is a team you'd be like, are they a basketball school or a football school? They're a basketball school. They've been pretty good lately, right? Atlanta grabs another guy from Houston. Houston was a pretty good school this year. They made the Elite 8 this year. In Flemings, right? Dallas goes and grabs Morez Johnson Jr. I literally got to see this guy play during the tournament. Michigan won the whole entire tournament, by the way, which was phenomenal to see the champion come out of the Buffalo bracket. Great, right? Really good guy. A lot of athleticism. Don't know if I really like his coach, but his coach gets the job done. His coach gets the job done, regardless. right? Put him in a good position. He fell to number 9. We're talking about the championship Michigan Wolverines. See how they didn't go first? He wasn't the first forward to go. He was the 4th forward to go. See that? Number 9. You don't see a Michigan player until number 9. And they just won a chip, right? Then I'm going to skip 10 because obviously Arizona, talking about Arizona being, again, a Sweet 16 team. Milwaukee, Trey in the house. I don't know how much I really expect from Brayton Burns. I don't really know how much I really expect from him.
He's got some big shoes to fill. Big shoes to fill.
Big shoes to fill. Playing guard. Remember, Milwaukee got rid of Dame Time the season prior. They got rid of Dame Time, right? Dame Time goes back to Portland. Big shoes to fill. Which brings me to the next 2 picks. Golden State. Golden State goes and grabs Yaxel Lindenborg. Guess what? I got to interview him. Lindenborg. I got to interview him.
Is this the Draymond Green? Is this the Draymond Green replacement?
Yes, this could very well be a Draymond Green replacement. He definitely carries the attitude, big body guy who can rebound well, defend well. Michigan defended very well this year. There's a reason why they were the national champs. They defended very well. When they got on the floor, you could see the difference between who they were playing and who they were in the tournament. You could see it firsthand. And they were the most impressive. As much as I'm a Tom Izzo guy. You see me take the pictures with him. But Dusty May, who is the coach of Michigan, is a really good coach. As much as I don't like him, he's a good coach. Now, yeah, that could be Draymond's replacement. It could. But then we get to this guy, the 7'3" guy that played at Michigan too. Marcus, when I tell you there was literally players and teams and fans that feared this guy, when I say feared, I mean they talked about him. Like, oh boy, you got to play that guy, Mara. That guy's out there. You got to how you going to hold on to big fella? How you going to hold on to big fella? I literally, again, another guy I interviewed. I literally interviewed the team who played him, which was Howard University, by the way. Shout out to Howard and the HBCUs. And I asked Howard, like, man, how was the experience?
Deal with this guy? How you deal with this guy?
Yeah, how did you deal with this guy? How you gonna deal with this guy? Like, you understand? Now, and this is and be real. The league had one job, and I feel like they had one job, and that's to keep the 7'3" guy off of the damn Thunder. Out of all the teams, right? Out of all the teams, you give the Thunder this guy, which, by the way, I know a lot of people ain't talking about it, and there's people that say, well, Chet ain't going nowhere. Chet Holmgren ain't going nowhere, yada, yada, yada. He very well could be Chet's replacement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. I watched him. He can score. He can score the basketball. He's a really good defender and a 7'3", and he's bigger than Wemby. Do I think he can guard Wemby? Probably not.
Not as tall as Wemby, but he's thicker. He's thicker. He's thicker than Wemby.
Yeah, he's bigger. He's a bigger guy. Not big in height, big in stature. But do I think he can guard Wemby? Not necessarily. But the fact that he's 7'3" means that he will impact Wemby shots sometimes. He will be able to put his hand up, and he will be able to impact a shot or two. And that's the guy you want to give the OKC Thunder at number 12. Do you see this, Marcus? He's the 12th overall pick. This is why I say that toolboxes matter in basketball. And they won a national championship.
Look, if I'm Oklahoma City, this might sound crazy. I think it's very plausible that you move Chet and you keep this kid in Hartenstein. Hartenstein actually had some good minutes against Wemby. He's another guy who's a little bit thicker, a thicker guy, not as tall, but I need to see some dramatic improvement in Chet Holmgren. And for me, I think his main thing is his stature. Like he is rail thin, and to be that tall and that flimsy, like where do I play you at? You know, you're not that great of a shot. I mean, and then you can't bang down low because you're 7 feet tall and you're 200 pounds, maybe. So that puts you at a serious disadvantage when you're playing against some of these bigger guys, the Joel Embiids, the Jokers, and the Wembys, and you're light in the ass, you know. So I would. Is this a wake up call for Chet Holmgren, because we saw Wemby just wearing him out. We saw Wemby wearing him out toward. So it's going to be very interesting, and you could see what Oklahoma City is doing with this pick, because they're like, we're not going to get pushed around. We're not going to get pushed around. Now this allows you, you know, with this kid being 7'3", this also allows. I remember back in the day with the Bulls, they had a bunch of big guys. I don't know if any of them individually were that great. The Luke Longleys, the Bill Whittingtons, and the Bill Cartwrights. None of them were badasses by themselves. But when you're playing against the Knicks and the Patrick Ewings, or you're playing against the Shaqs, you had, you know, 18 to 24 fouls to give to go against, because you knew one guy couldn't defend them just by itself. So it's going to be very interesting with that. But you could tell what Oklahoma City's motives were by this pick.
With Chet Holmgren, I disagree. Chet Holmgren can score the basketball, and he can defend when he wants.
What happened in this series against San Antonio? What, in your opinion, what happened?
He got bullied. Mentally, we saw the mental collapse of Chet Holmgren playing a guy who he was familiar with, by the way. You know, there's beef. They've been playing together since high school. He got bullied mentally. He got bullied, and it showed the whole series. And honestly, I would say people will say that OKC was injured. Here we go with the injury excuse. No team is healthy after 82-game season. No team at all. I ain't buying the injury thing. I get Jalen Williams as an impact player, but if Chet Holmgren would have stepped up to the plate more, they went 7 games. So saying Jalen Williams is the impact of the reason why they lost is buffoonery to me. I think that's absolute BS. We got to start giving more ownership to the people that's actually playing the game, that's in those games. If he plays better, we're not talking about the Spurs being in the finals. We're talking about OKC being in the finals again. And that's just being very honest. You understand what I'm
saying? Hindsight 2020. If the Knicks come out the West today, are the Knicks the NBA champions? Or you think they were just maybe a team of the Knicks were just a team of destiny? Because now you're talking about playing the defending champion. Did the Knicks provide? Would the Knicks have had more problems with the Thunder than they did with the Spurs?
The Knicks was destined. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of people are like, "Oh, well, OKC would have been a different matchup." Okay. OKC would have been a different matchup, but I don't see them beating the Knicks. The Knicks were hot. And again, I said this. This is why and I keep saying this. This is why the toolbox matters. The toolbox matters, because I don't give a damn if you're Mike Brown and you're coaching. If you don't bring out the toolbox when you need to bring the toolbox out, you're losing. Give me a perfect example. Mikal Bridges brought out the toolbox when it mattered most. the Knicks do not win the series. Let me just tell you this right now. The Knicks probably would not have won the series the way they did if Mikal Bridges and them didn't bring out the toolbox when they were supposed to. Because let's be clear, Karl Anthony Towns had a game or two where you were like, where the hell is he?
OG bailed them out a couple of times, yeah.
OG Anunoby bailing them out. Toolbox, experience, that stuff matters. The Knicks were hot, and I mean hot lava. When you win 12 straight games, 13 straight games in a row, I don't give a damn if it's against the Atlanta Hawks. I don't give a damn if it's against the 76ers. When you sweep teams back to back and you beat teams by 20 points or better per game, yeah, that's because the toolboxes done got hot at the right time. Mike Brown can say whatever he want. Mike Brown could go in the locker room and say whatever the hell he want. And that's not taking away Mike Brown and what he did this year. That's not. But Mike Brown knows that he can yell, scream, holler, talk till you in the face. And if those players don't pull out what they know from deep within, what they already built on since they were kids, high school, college, up to this point in the NBA, you're not winning that series. You're not winning that series, especially against a monster, a 7-4 monster like Wembanyama, who's a world-class player, and the Spurs being a world-class organization. And then you got all these players, the young players that was on that team. I will preface it that I guarantee you, if Mitch Johnson wasn't the coach, I guarantee you that series is different.
Yeah.
That the series is different.
I told you, I would have
had
a
mentality thing for me, and this is why I say that OKC probably would have got beat, because mentality-wise, Chet Holmgren checked out. And to be honest with you, that's partially on your coach, because your coach should have been in his ass. Listen, Chet. If it's me, I'm telling Chet, you want to fucking play? You're 7-1. You're getting your ass down there and you're guarding Wemby. I don't want you guarding no damn guard. At some point, you got to guard him. I don't want to see you in a. This is why positionless basketball, as I told you, can mess up some things, right? I'm like, get your ass down there. You're guarding him. You ain't listen. He might have punked you in the game, but you ain't gonna get punked today, unless you want us to punk you when you get in the locker room. Because I'm gonna punk you if you get punked again. I'm gonna punk you right.
I'm gonna put you on the bench.
You too big,
yeah.
Right? And that's part of being punked. You're gonna be on the bench. You're not playing. I'm telling you right now, we're not doing that. I'll put Hartenstein out there, and Hartenstein wasn't that great either. But
I thought Hartenstein played way better than
he
Chet.
did. That's an understatement. Defensively, that's an understatement.
That's an understatement. Terrified, Tori.
Yes,
he looked.
I know.
He looked absolutely terrified.
Yeah, that's an understatement again, and that's part of mentality, and that's why I said the New York Knicks would have beat them. It's because the mentality, you could tell the mentality was different. New York, they was hungry. They was dogs. You heard what they were saying during those conversations. It's still 0-0 to us. We could be up 3-0 to none, 3-1. It's still 0-0 to us. Remember, I told you before Game 5 when folks was like, oh, yo, it's going to be a series, yada, yada, yada. I told you that because of what I saw, the whole mentality thing, Jalen Brunson, the whole Kobe thing, saying we ain't done yet. We ain't did nothing. That was. I love that. When you hear players
that sounded very Kobe Bryant-esque, and they put the side by side with Kobe Bryant.
That's the mentality. See what I'm saying?
Happy
that's
about
a mentality
what?
thing.
Happy about what? We ain't accomplished something yet.
Kobe. Guess who else has been around Kobe? Mike Brown has been around Kobe.
Yeah.
Mike Brown has had conversations.
I think he was on the coaching staff. Maybe when Dale Harris was there. Let me read some of these comments.
When you play against players as a coach, you have conversations with other players, regardless if you coach them or not. You've had conversations. That would be like saying Popovich has never had a conversation with Kobe Bryant. That's bullshit. You know he has. He's had plenty of conversations. So that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, that matters. To me, all that stuff matters, and that's why you get a difference of the Knicks beating your ass in 5. Then you know what I mean. Shout out to, by the way, Dennis Holmes, who's on now. Dennis Holmes, what's good?
What's up, y'all?
What's good? We are talking about NBA basketball. We are talking about the NFL draft and then kind of
NBA.
segueing and putting it
NBA
together as it
NBA.
pertains to the NBA finals, what we just saw, because obviously we're talking about the 12th overall pick right now with Mara going to the OKC Thunder. And we talked about Chet Holmgren. Your thoughts real quick on that about
they
the
need
Mara
to get
pick.
another big because they wasn't going to pay Isaiah. So I thought it was a good move. They got a defensive big to help out. He's there for Wemby. They need another six fouls for Wemby. That's basically what it is.
You heard that? You heard it. 6 fouls. Now, remember, I just told y'all, do I think he can check Wemby? Nah, I don't think he can check Wemby, but I think that he can with his wings.
Alter his shot a little bit.
Yeah, he can alter some shots. Depending on where
that's,
it is.
That's not the way to beat Wemby, though. The way to beat Wemby, you need to put in the work. That's what the Knicks showed you. You need a big man who can stretch the floor and put him to work. That's how you beat Wemby. You have to put him to work. You can't let him sit back there and play safety, as Jim Pierre would say. You have to put him to work.
Yeah.
Which is why, hold on. Which is why I told you, by the way. Shout out to the shirt, by the way. I like the shirt, sir. Go ahead and show that
shirt. Yeah.
Go ahead and show it. Like it. Yeah. Absolutely. By the way, which is why I told you that Mike Brown was a genius when he called the play. When he called the play on the switch in game 4. Look at your face. I know. But he is. He's a genius. Putting Wemby in action and having Wemby have to guard Jalen Brunson on the perimeter, which brung him out of the painted area. He couldn't play safety. And what do you see OG Anunoby do? From the inbound, come in full steam ahead, crash the glass. Yo, what do I want you to do? I want you to shoot the ball at 5. Don't shoot the ball at 2. I want you to shoot the ball at 5. You understand what I'm saying? That way, when you shoot the ball at 5, when it come off that little rim, I want you to crash the glass like you never have before. If you could get a tip, good. If you could get the possession, good, and put it back up. That's what Mike Brown told him, and it happened right to fruition, just the way it's drawn up. And that's why I said that he was a genius for that, because he is. That's fundamental basketball. That was fundamental. Mike Brown has been around long enough where he's been in situations. He's been in some bad ones. He's been in bad ones where he's been on the losing end, and in this case, those losing battles taught him how to be a winner in New York. Taught him how to be a winner. That's why, to me, it doesn't matter. OKC would have made it a better series, but they wouldn't have won. New York was too hot. I'm telling you, the toolbox comes out at the right time. Because we had reservations. Dennis, tell me if you didn't have reservations for Mikal Bridges before the playoffs started.
What was your
Bridges from Philly? So I ain't had no.
We had. Oh yeah, you're a Philly guy again. We had reservations for him. Every time he played ass or half-ass.
All y'all kept thinking about was those 5 picks, right? That's all y'all kept thinking. 5 first-round picks. That's all y'all was thinking about.
I'm putting up the number 5.
But they don't run the offense through him, so I can understand how that was going to go.
5.
It's all worth it now.
Yes, but is it worth it now? Yes, because he pulled his toolbox out at the right time. Again, you pulling your toolbox out.
I felt as though it was worth it last year in the Boston series when he was, over there playing defense on Jason Tatum. That's when I felt as though it was worth it. I was like, okay, he was worth it then. You know what I mean? But the fact that couldn't nobody stop what you call him in the next series, Tyrese Hollenberg. That
was crazy work.
That was crazy.
Again, shout out to Tyrese Hollenberg. Hopefully,
I know they
this year.
I know they missed him. I know they missed him this past year. He
Again, that's why I said toolboxes matter. You know where Tyrese Halliburton came from? You know what university? Say it again.
Sacramento.
Exactly. Sacramento can't even date right, let alone you can't even get a good date in Sacramento, let alone.
I don't know where he's going with that. I'm gonna let that go. I don't know where that was going.
So I'm just saying they ain't even good at dating. Sacramento is not even good at dating, let alone good at.
I don't know where that's going, chat. I'm just letting everybody know. I don't know where he's going with that.
That's okay. That's okay.
Let me read some of these comments real quick. Marcus Herring, but the Spurs seemed extra excited when they beat OKC and probably felt that was the hardest test for them, and I think partially underestimated the Knicks. The Spurs got subpar. The Spurs got subpar coaching, Mamba mentality. So, yeah, you know, I don't know if the Spurs felt overconfident. They didn't accomplish nothing.
That's what happens when you get.
They were too young. I just think that I think that the Spurs. Look, I'm a Spurs fan. I'm an unapologetic Spurs fan. I think the Spurs just got there a year early. Okay, I think the Spurs got there a year early. I don't think anybody look, and we've seen it. Look, we've seen it in different sports. If I would have told you last year that the New England Patriots are going to the Super Bowl, what would you have said? Last year that they're going to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you just get there, you just get there a year early, and you gotta pay your dues. Everybody's got to pay their dues. You got to get beat up a little bit, and then you run into that old veteran squad.
I don't believe in a year early. I don't either. To be honest, I'm gonna tell you why I say that. I don't believe in a year early. I believe you have to maximize on your opportunities. And if you don't maximize on opportunities that you're given in any sport, you will be lost, like the Cincinnati Bengals.
Hell, you may never get there again. Ain't no telling that you
like Dan Marino. Let me get my Marcus Betts on. Like Dan Marino.
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
You got to maximize on your opportunities.
Well, the thing that I know, part of it too is your front office not supporting you.
But they've never been there either, Marcus.
When you're front, Dan Marino never had a look. We just saw like certain players go from terrible situations. Everybody thought Sam Darnold was trash. If I would have told you last year that Sam Darnold's going to win the Super Bowl next year, if I would have told you that, Matthew Stafford had zero playoff wins in Detroit. Zero. He goes to the Rams. They surround him with an all-star. You get Von. We're going to give you Von Miller and Jalen Ramsey and Leonard Floyd and give you all of these pieces and Odell Beckham Jr. and they win a Super Bowl. So yeah,
see, that's why I say the bag matters though.
You still have to have a supporting cast.
Right, but that's why again, Marcus, you're making my point even more valid, and that's why I said the bag. Not really though, because what did LeBron James win in Cleveland? LeBron finally got to the point in Cleveland. He's looking at the Celtics, and he's looking at Ray Allen, and he's looking at Kevin KG, and he's looking at Big Baby Davis, and he's looking at Rajon Rondo and that super team that they had, and you're out there with nobody, and I'm taking my talents to South. You know what? Yes. Yeah. I'm so glad you just did that. Marcus the Alphabet, let me ask you a question. Mm-hmm. Just an interesting question. Mm-hmm. Who was the Cleveland Cavaliers coach when LeBron James' team won 66 and 61 games respectively?
Mike Brown. In a week.
So you're proving my point even more. LeBron, hey. LeBron James had in his bag. You said he carried them. I'm going by your words. This is your words.
He did.
Mike Brown was his coach.
This isn't the 40-year-old LeBron. This ain't the 40-year-old LeBron. This is the phenom generational the
And that's
chosen
why I
one,
said in the NBA
LeBron
draft, right? You
James.
talking about just
And he
drafted
couldn't,
newly
and he
in his
couldn't,
prime
yes.
LeBron, right?
And he couldn't,
Yeah, that's why I
and
said
he couldn't, and he couldn't get over the hump. Same thing with Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony is one of the biggest what ifs ever.
Hey Marcus,
Let's not
I
forget
got two
what pick
questions
was.
for
Hang
you.
on, what pick was? What pick? Now let me ask you this. You're making my point for me. Carmelo Anthony, what pick was he?
Third.
What pick was Carmelo?
Third.
Okay. If Carmelo goes to Detroit instead of Darko Milicic, does Carmelo Anthony have an NBA championship
He should have 2.
or 3?
I agree.
Do you see what I'm saying? So again, you're thrown to the Denver Nuggets with nobody, and the Detroit Pistons, who had already won a couple of championships and beat the Lakers' ass in the NBA Finals, and then you get to go in there and play alongside Tayshaun Prince and Rich Hamilton and Ben Wallace
Just remember
and
that
Chauncey
I told you
Billups.
that all
You don't think that
situations
having
are created
you don't think that helps him out? Come on, guys, this ain't
again.
that. Oh,
Wait a minute, Marcus. I just
he
told you
can
this
win
earlier,
nothing.
though. Remember, all situations aren't created equal. If every third pick could go to the best team, they would. If that's the case, then you might as well only have 14 teams instead of 32.
But that's where I'm talking about the getting there a little bit.
Guy,
okay, that's where I'm
the worst team, and that's why I said if LeBron wasn't in his bag the way he,
but that's why your front office.
If he's not in that toolbox,
your front office. Matthew Stafford was the number 1 overall pick. Matthew Stafford was the number 1 overall pick and didn't win jack. Nothing.
Hey,
zero. He didn't win anything.
GM?
Carmelo.
Who was the GM when he was there?
Dan Gilbert.
Who? Was it Dan? Was it Matt Miller? Was Matt Miller still the GM when they drafted
LeBron?
No. In Detroit, when you talking about Matthew Stafford.
Oh yeah, Matt was.
Matt Miller was still there?
Yeah.
Yes, he's sitting over there. He's somewhere drafting a receiver every damn year. Every year drafting a receiver. 3 straight years. Carlos.
Okay, so
Charles Rogers. Come on, guys. This ain't that hard. Come on, man.
No. This is what I'm trying to tell you, though, Marcus. A lot of these executives, a lot of these GMs, they don't have a backup plan if things don't go accordingly.
Exactly.
That's what I'm noticing. Like, okay, remember, hey, Mark, I'll give you a prime example. Remember we was sitting there and we was watching, and the whole time we was sitting there watching the draft, and the whole time you kept saying, man, I want such and such. But then you kept seeing CeeDee Lamb drop. You was like, you know what? Hell with that. I want CeeDee Lamb. And I'm like, oh, you ain't getting no fucking CeeDee Lamb. Remember, I was mad at you.
Yeah.
Because you had a whole new plan B. Because your plan A was to go get some defense. But you was like, you know what? I want CeeDee Lamb. Had been the number 1 offense twice.
That's also a talent. That's a talent. There were what?
No.
Hey,
what you was just about to say? No, don't stop yourself. You said that's a talent. What? Say it again.
Talent evaluation problem. A talent evaluation issue.
But how could it be a talent evaluation problem? And there's like 15 to 20 people in the war room. Ain't nobody see nothing different.
But the thing about it too is you have to also look at fit. You have to look at fit. Look, let me tell you something. Rams just drafted Ty Simpson, right? If the Rams don't win the Super Bowl this year, when they could have drafted your boy Lemon instead and put Lemon next to Puka and Devontae Adams, and you draft a quarterback who might not play for 3 years, it's going to be hell to pay. We just saw this with the whole thing we just saw this movie with Trey Lance going number 3. All the picks that the 49ers gave up for Trey Lance, when you gave up all these picks for Trey Lance, and you could have. And the only saving grace for Lynch, Dennis, is that they found Brock Purdy. Because you wouldn't have had no quarterback if you didn't find.
Let me give you one you remember very well. In 1998, your Dallas Cowboys were supposed to select a certain wide receiver, right? Mm-hmm. You know, you got Michael Irvin coming off of he still had a 1,000-yard season, but I mean, it was just him. So the next guy to take over would have been Randy Moss. It would have been a good transition for y'all. That's what I'm going to say. The Minnesota Vikings already had 2 wide receivers that got 1,000 yards 4 years straight, both of them. And they still drafted Randy Moss.
You have to do that sometime. Hell, we didn't need CeeDee Lamb. We didn't need CeeDee Lamb.
I think I needed
we had
CeeDee
Amari
Lamb
Cooper and Michael Gallup, and they're like,
but Michael Gallup was coming off that injury. So I think y'all needed CeeDee Lamb.
Michael Gallup was good, and they said.
That's why I said that the GM
and it goes and see, this goes back to.
I just think war rooms, period, need to be doing more work. They don't look like they're doing enough work in there. 15 to 20 people in these rooms, and everybody just clapping like it was a good. You know damn well that wasn't a good pick.
Football. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, not just football. I've been watching the war rooms in basketball too.
No. But my point is that in basketball, if you mess up 1 or 2 picks, that could be your whole entire season. In football, you mess up 1 or 2 picks, you can still win 12 games.
Yeah, but if you mess up 1 or 2 picks in football, you got a chance to. If you develop well, you got a chance to revamp them.
Right, and that's why. And that's why I said that the bag in basketball is different. You got to bring a bag. You have to already come with a bag. You have to be impactful because you are relied on more in basketball.
I think a bad pick is a bad pick is a bad pick. If you go out there and you move up,
let me ask you a question.
Mitch Trubisky, hang on. You go out there and you move up to draft Mitch Trubisky and you pass up on Patrick Mahomes. Those type of mistakes right there, or you draft Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson. Those type of mistakes.
Those are exponentially bad.
Those type of mistakes. So don't say, well, you can still win. No, if you make a mistake like that and you move up 2 spots to draft Mitch Trubisky and you pass up and you pass over Patrick Mahomes, or you draft Tre'Davious White over Patrick Mahomes, those type of mistakes there, especially at the quarterback position. Especially at the quarterback position, you miss like that. I don't
think Patrick Mahomes. I don't think Patrick Mahomes is still nice in Buffalo.
Okay, let me ask you this: if Aaron Rodgers goes number 1 to the 49ers, and Alex Smith goes to the Packers.
And they win a championship.
Wait a minute. Whoa.
San Fran was the championship.
Wait a minute. Whoa.
San Fran was the championship.
That's what I'm saying.
You said Patrick. Wait a minute. No. Back that up. Patrick Mahomes wouldn't have been a top 10 quarterback in Buffalo. I disagree with that.
No, he wouldn't.
I get it. No, I disagree with that. And the reason why I disagree with that
Andy Reid's development on Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, so watch this. And I knew you was going to hold on. I knew you was going to say Andy Reid. Hey, I knew you was going to say Andy Reid, right? I knew he was going to say that. I knew he was.
That's what you say, Drake.
No. Watch this. Watch this. This is where I flip this shit on his ear, and this is why I say talent matters too. So with that logic that you just came with, you telling me that if Patrick Mahomes had Stephon Diggs as a wide receiver,
he didn't have Stephon Diggs.
He would have.
You got to remember what he would have had in 2016.
When he came in,
he would have.
Well, you didn't get Stephon Diggs until 2019, right, or 20?
So Josh Allen got Stephon Diggs in year 3, sir.
So it was 2020?
Yeah, year 3. Year 3.
Yeah.
But
again,
hold on, sir. Hold on. Patrick
No,
Mahomes
hold
came
on.
out the year before. So that'd have been his
correct.
4th year.
So Patrick Mahomes came out in 17, right?
All right.
Yeah.
Do we remember who got to the playoffs? What quarterback originally got to the playoffs for the Bills?
Tyrod Taylor.
Okay, so you're telling me 2017 that Patrick Mahomes wouldn't have been able to get that Buffalo team to the playoffs somehow? I don't believe that. I'm not buying that. I'm not jocking that. And then in year 4, you get Stephon Diggs. He still would have been a top 10 quarterback. Eventually, he still would have got to top 10 status. And here's why I say that. Here's the other thing. How did Kansas City's offense look after your boy left?
Tyreek Hill?
Yeah. Eric Bieniemy.
After Eric Bieniemy left?
They look bad. They still won another championship.
But they still won.
You know what they did? They changed their stuff.
And there's my point. You said that they still won a championship.
But he looked bad. He threw 20, if I'm not mistaken, he threw 22 touchdowns and 27 touchdowns and 15 interceptions. Okay. He looked bad. He had an Eli Manning season them 2 seasons.
So
with Matt Nagy. Which if he would have went to Chicago, he still wouldn't have been a top 10 quarterback.
No, I think he would have been a top 10 quarterback just for the talent that Buffalo had on that team in 2020 to 2024. You're nuts.
No. I was talking about from the time he got there until about now. I don't think he'd have been a top 10 quarterback.
Till when? Till now?
Until about now, yeah. I don't even think
Buffalo.
He's still been in Buffalo.
And I want to be responsible. I don't
think he would have been in Buffalo by 2020.
So you saying that Patrick Mahomes started his career in 2017 to 2026 right now, at no point Patrick Mahomes would have been a top 10 quarterback?
No.
Look, here's the other thing. Here's the other thing you have to understand. Here's the other thing you have to understand. And I tell you this all the time. And I tell you this all the time. And I tell you this all the time. I tell you this all the time about guys, your quarterback, per se, Jordan Love, guys that are thrown to the wolves and guys that get to sit back and get to learn. When you get to see, again, and talk about the difference between basketball and football. As a quarterback, when you're learning and somebody's hitting you in the side of the head, while you're trying to learn, David Carr, you're trying to go through your progressions and you're getting beat up. Not everybody emerges from that. Jordan Love, that's why I get so mad at Jordan Love, and I tell you that he's mid, because I'm like, this guy got to sit behind Aaron Rodgers for 3 years, and he's still making mistakes. It's not the same as a guy.
I'll put this out there right now. I'll put it out there right now and stand 10 toes down on it. If you think that there's not a difference in reliability in basketball as a player than it is in football, you are sadly mistaken.
Well,
you are absolutely crazy.
I agree that the reliability is different.
If you think that, if you don't think that basketball players have a more of a reliability to their team as it pertains to success in winning championships than on the football team, you mean
well, yes, you have less players. And again, you're not getting beat up. That's the part you keep missing out on, especially as a you miss a bunch of shots. You miss a bunch of shots. Somebody did a 360 windmill dunk on you. That's not the same as if you miss your read, okay, and you don't do your hot read, and you don't know where the pressure's coming from, and you get strip sacked or you get hit right in the mouth. That's a whole nother.
Okay, watch this. And as you hold on, watch this. And that's great. And I will tell you this. Will tell you this. Ready for this? And I will put that on the flip side. You could go 4 for 17 in a basketball game and still win a game, and still win and lose a basketball game too. If you go 4 for 17 as the best player and you do that 1 or 2 games, you're gonna be out of a fucking series. As a quarterback, you can miss a read and still win a football game.
But here's the thing about it, though. Here's the thing about it. We don't play series in football. You have one bad game where you you're going home. You go out there and you shoot for and you throwing for 25% of your passes, you're going
because
home.
logically that doesn't make sense anyway for football players to play series. It's a total different physicality of sport.
That's what I'm saying. You have to the margin for error.
I get that.
No, you're missing the margin for error. The mission for
right. Okay, watch this.
Go out
football
there,
players, right? Football players play 17 games. Basketball players play almost 100 games to win a championship.
I got
you. So again, the reliability
on a 4 or 5 game losing streak. If you go on a 4 or 5 game losing streak, guess what? You're not going to the playoffs. There's none of this 5 and 6 and 10 game losing streaks, and you still get to go to the playoffs. Your margin for error is very small. And here's the other thing. Here's the other thing, Torch. As a quarterback, you have two bad years. Have two really bad years in football. Your ass is out the league. You're gone.
You have two really bad
there
years
ain't no Ben Simmons. There ain't no Ben Simmons. You're a Philly guy, Dennis. You're a Philly guy, Dennis. There ain't no Ben Simmons. There ain't no Ben Simmons. There ain't no Ben Simmons in the NFL. There ain't no.
You don't even have to have a bad season against the Brooklyn Nets.
There ain't no Ben Simmons in the NFL.
Well, you're the number one pick, and you just keep it's not wrong, but what I'm saying is not wrong either. You can be in this situation.
You ain't getting no second contract. You ain't getting no second contract. You're the number one overall pick. And you keep having bad. You ain't getting no second contract. You ain't getting no second contract. You're gonna be out the league.
Watch this, and I tell you what. If Mikal Bridges don't show up in the playoffs, we having a whole totally different conversation about Mikal Bridges, somebody you gave up 5 first rounders for too. Let's be clear.
And guess what? And guess what? If OG Omenova don't make that play, and the Knicks lose that series because Karl Anthony Towns gets 3 fouls in the first 6 minutes of the game, then
he's so mad. Texas. He's so mad.
Was Karl Anthony?
He's so mad they lost.
What pick was Karl Anthony Towns? Because he played like crap. He played. I ain't mad. I'm just saying. What pick was Karl Anthony Towns? What pick was Karl Anthony Towns?
Without saying it.
I think he was a top 5 pick.
He was. Karl Anthony Towns.
He might have been a number 1 pick because he went to Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah. He came from Kentucky. I think he was number 1 or number 2 overall.
So wait a minute, they got Andrew Wiggins number 1, and they got Karl Anthony Towns number 1. Minnesota.
Yes, I want to say, hold on. I can tell you right now.
And both of them Bulls won a championship with other teams.
But they got rid of Kevin Love.
Kevin Love, that's right. Now my Cleveland had the first round pick. That's right.
And they traded Wiggins. They traded Wiggins for
Kevin Love.
Anthony Towns was a number 1 overall pick. He was picked number 1 overall in 2015, sir.
Yeah.
By the Minnesota Timberwolves.
What's our thoughts of him? What's our thoughts of him fouling out, getting 3 fouls in the first 6 minutes of the game?
That was bad, but I mean, he still won the game.
Then we're having a whole other.
Right, Marcus, and that's why I said I'm gonna say this again till the cops come home. If Mikal Bridges is not in his bag during this finals, bro, we're having a different conversation.
Well, I got a conversation, and I don't mean to throw it left. I did hear y'all last week giving y'all predictions on teams, and I thought they was a little bogus. But I didn't get to hear all of them.
So he thought they was a little bogus.
Thought it was a little bogus.
Is that what you want to do?
What was the bogus prediction? Dallas.
What was the prediction? Hang on now. I got my. But before we get to that,
I bet you
let me see here. Dre had them at 10-7.
Who you got? Who at 10-7?
Dre had them at 10-7.
Them who?
Dre had the Cowboys at 10-7. The Cowboys.
That ain't bogus.
That's who we did.
No, here come the bogus one. He just read yours first.
Devon went 11-6.
Which one was bogus? And
I went 11-6.
No, I thought you went 12-5.
I didn't go 12-5.
That's what I thought
right
was
here.
I'm still waiting on the
11
bogus
and 6.
one. Please tell
That
me
was
which one.
that was the bogus one. I thought he said 12-5.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
No, I got it right here. I got the numbers right here. I got the. I
So
got
what was
all,
the one? What
I got all
other
the
team y'all
numbers right.
did? What other team y'all did?
We did the Bills. We did the Bills, and we were supposed to do the Bears today with Devon, but Devon ain't here. But
Did y'all do the
I wanna,
Packers?
you know
Did
what?
y'all do
I
the
saw
Packers?
you do a show. You know what? Since we have you here, Dennis. Since we have you here,
Did y'all do the Packers?
we're gonna do you a favor.
Don't worry about the Packers. You
What
don't
the
worry
Packers
about the
say?
Packers. You just want something to have something to say.
How
So don't
about
worry
Packers
about
either?
the Packers.
How about
You
this?
don't worry about the Packers.
How about this? Since he was on the NFC show and on Attack on Cowboys, on Attack on Cowboys, why don't you pull up the what we got him here? See, we could switch up show. We could
Let you talk your
switch up
shit.
the show
Go ahead and talk your
on the
shit
spot.
right now. I want to hear.
Why don't you pull up the Philly Eagles, the Philly Eagles schedule, Torch? Can you do that? Why don't you screen share that, and we'll sit up here and we'll do the Philly Eagles record prediction. Since Devon's not here. When Devon comes, we'll do the Bears. Since we got Eagles right here, let's do the
Bears
Eagles.
fan.
We did the Bills. We did the Cowboys.
That's
Pull that up. And I have Dennis because Dennis attacked me today. Dennis attacked me today.
Oh, I'm glad we're here. Let's talk about that. I forgot about that. Oh, this mofo here said T. Higgins would be a number one on all these other teams.
What? What team?
Drake,
he named like 18. He named the Packers with one of them. Is it the Packers and the Eagles?
Drake, pull. I sent it in your inbox there. It's the T. Higgins.
I got it.
How many teams with T. Higgins?
Listen, Marcus,
pull it up, and then we'll do the Eagles, and then we'll do.
I'm on it.
Okay. And I said, and on it, I pulled up the teams that I said he would be a number one receiver on. And Dennis got mad at me and went off on me. He goes, I can't believe you're saying that. Blah, 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 blah. And I went, what did I say? What did I say so wrong? So I'm going to tell you the teams that I put up.
Can I first just say something real quick? Can I first say this real quick?
Dennis didn't agree with me.
Hold on. Can I first say this real quick?
What's up?
Are we taking Jalen Waddle or T. Higgins?
Waddle.
Oh. Answer the question, Marcus. Answer the question. Are you taking Waddle or Higgins? You said Higgins? You said Higgins, right?
Higgins.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna tell y'all a little something.
Well,
I'm always gonna take the good big athlete over the good small athlete.
Oh hell no.
Okay. So here's the team. So here's the teams that I said. How many NFL teams? Put the slide up there real quick. How many NFL teams would T. Higgins be the wide receiver one on? I said Browns, Dolphins, Eagles, Commanders, Raiders, 49ers, Cardinals, Packers, Ravens, Bears, Chiefs, Chargers, Colts, and Titans. What did I say wrong there? Where do we agree? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Eagles and Packers, I disagree with.
Giving you the side eye with a pack.
Crazy thing is,
T. Higgins ain't had
1,000 yards in 3 seasons.
And why is that? Part of the reason with that, number one is them missing their quarterback because Joe Burrow keeps getting hurt. That's one of the things there. All right,
but the other wide receiver
missing Joe Burrow a lot of that. And then you have
had the Triple Crown one of them years though, right? So it can't be.
Okay,
you
that's
can't
what I'm
just be
saying.
one.
There's only so many. It's only so many
if he's
targets.
a true number one, he got open, right?
Part of being a number one receiver with these receivers is the targets that they get. You're getting 140, 150 targets a year. You're not getting that with the Bengals. You're just not. That's why they said if this guy is anywhere else, these teams that I just named, he's getting those targets. How many targets do you think Devontae Smith is going to get this?
Hold on,
Devontae Smith. Okay.
Hold on.
Next to AJ Brown, right?
Hold on, Dennis, real quick, and I'm gonna let y'all go ahead. For a minute. I disagree with the Packers conversation. If you're talking targets, if you're basing your logic on targets, I disagree. There's no way in the hell you think T. Higgins is coming to Green Bay and getting those type of targets when you just literally asked me about Tucker. Hold on, you literally just asked me about Tucker Kraft just 5 minutes into the show. There's no way. That's number one. Number two, the way that system is with Jalen Reed and all of them, they all eat. Christian Watson, there's no way he's getting 100 to 150 targets in Green Bay. I disagree with that. Now, if you're saying is he a 1B,
automatically
I can see him as a 1B. I can see him as a 1B, but to be the primary.
Hang on.
Number one, no.
Who's a better wide receiver, Christian Watson or Christian Watson? See, I don't view Christian Watson as a number one receiver.
That's fine and dandy, but that's not. Hold on, watch this. That's fine and dandy, but that's not what they use Christian Watson for. That's not what they use Christian Watson for. They don't use Christian Watson for that, sir. Again, system matters. Where you put, I'm gonna use you. Here we go, Marcus Betts moment.
Yes.
Where you play and what system you play in matters too. There's no way you can think, and I'm just telling you this, with Josh Jacobs running the football, who you giving the ball to 15, 20 times a game,
Josh Jacobs
with Jalen Reed
might be in prison here in a little
all
bit.
the other targets that's on Green Bay, because we lost some. Romeo Doubs is gone, obviously. With Christian Watson, with your first rounder, by the way, who you want to see. Wait, Marcus, see, this is where I catch you. You do this once a show. I done told you about this. You do this once a show where you think you slick. You literally asked about Matthew Golden being the first rounder, yet you gonna sit up here right now and talk about T. Higgins.
I love Matthew Golden. He played in Texas. But if T. Higgins,
how do you think? No. How do you think Matthew Golden is going to develop? I'm just wondering.
He better get in where he fits, man. Because if T. Higgins, he better get in where he fits in. Because if T. Higgins comes over there, he's automatically the number one.
You gotta watch the verbiage with some of these sports guys, some of these sports aficionados. You gotta watch the verbiage. They verbiage being slick shit and haterism. This guy literally is talking about T. Higgins being 100 target guy, yet gonna ask me about Matthew Golden. Which one is it, Marcus? Do you want Matthew Golden to develop for real? Nah, you know what? You wouldn't want that because you don't want your Cowboys to get their ass banked like they always do.
And then you Matthew Golden. Matthew Golden played
Cowboys.
Hey,
listen. If you notice, Marcus has been very humble since the last time y'all played them in the playoffs. Cowboy fans have been humble.
No, he hasn't.
Yes, they have. They don't talk with their chest. They don't talk with their chest no more.
Dennis,
I always talk with my chest. Because I tell you what.
Dennis, he's been poking out his chest ever since they tied 40-40 in the game Michael Parsons was in. He's been poking out his chest every since.
When our defense was the worst defense in the league, the second worst defense in the league last year, and y'all still tied us. I'm putting this on wax right now, and I want both of y'all listening to this because I need y'all to hear this. If the Cowboys defense is even top 20,
I give y'all top 20.
If they're top 10, listen to what I'm saying. If the Cowboys defense, look, I'm not one of those to listen.
Saying nothing. Dennis, that's not saying nothing. You said
let me finish.
It's hard to go from Worst to first.
Whoa.
That's why I said it's top
Right,
20.
hold on, Dennis, but that ain't saying much. You saying that this team gonna be the 12th worst defense in the league? Then that's what you saying. By saying top 20, you said 15
top
to
20 is a good. It's
they
good
were
from going up.
7-9.
Listen
Listen what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were 7-9. They were 7-9-1 last year with the second worst defense. If their defense is top 20 next year, what is their offense? What is the Cowboys' offense? Top what? Cowboys defense. Best offense? You said number one, Dennis? And see, I wasn't going to say that. And I say top 2, top 3. If their defense is top 20, if their defense is top 20 next year, the Cowboys are going to be a problem. They're going to be a problem. I'm not one of those Super Bowl guys or nothing like that. I'm just saying if their defense,
they're gonna win the division. They're gonna win the division if y'all top 20 defense.
You heard what he said.
Yeah.
You heard what he said.
Yes.
You heard him. You heard him.
Yeah.
You heard what he said.
Yeah.
Can't even believe you asked him that. You asked him that.
I'm also going to say this too, because I saw you on another show, Dennis. If the Eagles fall off this year,
that's
in
what
the words of in the words of Vince McMahon, you're fired.
Hey,
By the way,
Drake, guess what, Drake? There's a reason why he's saying it like that. Because if the Cowboys missed the playoffs 3 straight years,
oh yeah, he know.
Got to go.
Yeah, he know.
Who is it, Marcus?
I told him.
It's easy. It's easy.
Who?
It's easy. Shoddy.
You gonna keep that? You gonna keep that?
They're not. Listen.
I'm asking you a question. Are you gonna keep that? You're a Rumble guy. Are you gonna keep that?
Dak Prescott is not the problem. Now, Dennis, me and you have done shows, and what did I say? Because
force multiplier, and he's not better than Tony Romo's, which you was telling me, and I told you he was.
Wait a minute. What's this? You and Dennis done did show, sir. You gonna keep saying you will say that one more time?
No. Hang on. Let me say no. I said when they got ready to pay Dennis. When they got ready to pay Dak Prescott, what did I say, Dennis?
He wasn't a force multiplier.
What did I say about them paying him though? Was I for it?
This is what you also said. You also said that he's not a force multiplier, and something else you said. God damn, I can't think now.
Be nice, Mr. Eagles fan. This is the guy who constantly bragged about Dak Prescott being number 2 in MVP voting. Why are we sitting up here?
He's a good quarterback.
He wasn't saying that when I first met him. When I first met him, he said he'd rather have Tony Romo.
Saying that. Hold on, Dennis. He wasn't saying that, but he damn sure was bragging.
I was the only guy rooting for Dak Prescott.
I was rooting.
We had a whole argument about it when I
was rooting for Dak. I root for Dak, but I'm like, I'm not giving Dak Prescott $60 million. I don't think. No, I said you said me. You said me. I'm not giving Dak Prescott $60 million. I'm not. For you to get be the highest paid player, not just quarterback, the highest paid player in the NFL. I'm not giving you that.
That's why I have my reservations for Marcus the Alphabets when he get to talking about Jordan Love. You can stop that.
Well, I mean, hold on now, Dre. This is the thing, though, Dre. Let me say this. And Dak Prescott's defense, he has had a top 5 offense 3 years since he's been in the league.
That's nice.
I ain't say they won shit, but
again, that's nice. Congratulations. But I tell you this: how many? Wait a minute. And this is where I ask questions about garbage yards and garbage time. Sir, how many times have your Dallas Cowboys had garbage time games? I'm just wondering, just for shits and giggles. And this is not me talking against you. This is not me talking shit about your Cowboys. I'm just wondering.
But we've also seen last year with George Pickens. Come on, look. We've seen George Pickens with Mason Rudolph, right? Every receiver that plays with Dak Prescott has gotten better. We thought Randall Cobb Randall. Do y'all remember when Randall
Because
Cobb?
I remember him saying other things back when they got Remember when they got what's my man name from? They got him from Oakland, and he only played home games. They end up trading him to the Browns.
Oh yeah, Amari
Cooper. Amari Cooper made Dak Prescott. Yeah. I remember him saying all that. You know what I mean, now it's Dak Prescott made Amari Cooper. Go ahead, Marcus. I see you going back with your work. Preach, Marcus.
Yo,
preach about
so slick. Bro, he think he's so slick.
No, Dak Prescott has gotten better over the years. When Dak Prescott first came into the league, look, his career arc, when he first came into the league, he was a game manager. That's what they told him. The Dallas Cowboys were a heavy run team, and they ran Zeke into the ground. And he just had to make a play here or there. Dak Prescott,
so what you that's a progression. Wait a minute. So what you saying in hindsight, and let's put this out there for the whole world to hear. What you saying in hindsight, Marcus the Alphabets, is that the reason why you can relate to Jalen Hurts so much, talking about him being the backseat driver in the passenger seat. Your quarterback was a passenger seat driver. It was a passenger seat driver.
He was not asked to do. He wasn't asked to do. Listen, if Dak Prescott doesn't get in trouble in college, let's not forget that Mississippi State team. Didn't they beat Oklahoma? Weren't they number one in the country?
How you just listen? I love how you just tried to
I said it too, though, Marcus.
No. I love how you just tried to PDD dance right around that.
I'm not dancing.
Do you know what Jalen Hurts was asked to do when he came to Philly, sir? Because I'm just wondering. Your quarterback was a game manager.
Here's the thing. We saw.
I don't care what they say. Okay,
first off.
My quarterback, he got a Super Bowl ring.
And so does Trent Dilfer. But
anyway, so he's gonna get another one. And you can't say Trent Dilfer. You don't know bum quarterback with 2 Super Bowl rings. So when you get another one, then I want you to give me another bum quarterback with 2 Super Bowl rings.
It might be Sam Darnold.
Yeah. It might be Sam Darnold don't have 2 Super Bowl rings.
No, I'm saying. No,
Sam Darnold's not Super Bowl MVP.
Oh, man, he's trying to dance. I don't like this.
Sam Darnold's not Super Bowl MVP.
Marcus the Alphabets. I want you right here on the show.
They put hold on, Marcus. I didn't put those guys out there. They put out the best performers in the Super Bowl, and Jalen Hurts was one of them. I didn't pick those guys. They picked them.
He had a good game. You know who else had a good Super Bowl game? You know who else had a good Super Bowl game? Eli Manning. No one views Eli Manning like that, Dennis. No one. Except, okay, but that's what I'm saying. No one, and he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's got 2 Super Bowls, and he's eligible. He's eligible next year.
Somehow you thought he was the king of New York. Stop. Marcus, don't get me started. Don't get me started, sir. You thought he was the king of New York.
No, I said he's one of the kings of New York.
No, he ain't.
Listen.
He ain't the king of shit. He ain't even the king of comedy.
You got big brother, little brother teams in cities. Who's the big brother team in Philly, Dennis? Who's the big bro team in Philly? You're in Philly. Who's it? The Eagles? Over the Flyers and the 76ers?
Yeah.
I mean, you would be happy if the 76ers won a Super Bowl, but they're not the Eagles.
Championships. They're not a Super Bowl. Not a championship.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you win championships, but you had that big.
But wait a minute. Dennis know that there was a time when the Eagles wasn't the big brother though too. He know. Stop playing, Dennis, like you don't know this. Stop playing like them Flyers championship teams wasn't the big brother when Don.
I wasn't around for that, sir. So
Eagles
I wasn't around.
Eagles
fans have gotten. He wasn't around.
Eagles fans have gotten. Eagles fans have gotten a little bit haughty since they don't want to. So they. Because they used to be the laughing stock in the NFC East. They don't want to admit that, but they used to be
I admit it. That's why when people sit there and say stuff like, "Oh, we only won a Super Bowl," because I don't give a fuck. Do you know we've been through? We only won a Super Bowl because we got Saquon. Then we'll get him again. I don't care what it takes to win a Super Bowl.
I want Marcus the Alphabets to admit right here on the show before he think he's slick and getting out of this conversation. I want it right here on wax. World Class Wednesday. Marcus the Alphabets. Are you admitting or omitting that Dak Prescott was Jalen Hurts at one point?
When he first came into the league, when he first came into the league, Dak Prescott. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm trying to help you with this. Dak Prescott was fourth string. Do you understand that? Dak Prescott wasn't supposed to be the starter. He was fourth string. You had Romo, and then you had Kellen Moore, and then you had the quarterback from UTEP, and then it was Dak Prescott. All of them got hurt, and Dak Prescott became the starting quarterback by happenstance. He was never supposed. He was a fourth-round pick. He was never supposed.
Wait a minute now. So hold on. What you saying that, Mr. UTEP two-step? You think you slick? You ain't gonna UTEP two-step past this one and cross over, sir? Are you saying that Dak Prescott should have been fourth on the quarterback roster?
Well, they thought that Romo was gonna. That team was built for Romo.
I'm not asking about Romo. I'm asking about the other three, sir. I don't care about Romo.
They wanted it was Romo, and then Romo kept hurting his back, and it was like, okay,
Marcus, under your own eye test, stop you dancing. Like
Romo was an awesome quarterback. The issue with Romo is by the time they finally got the offensive line straight, Romo was broke.
Okay, guess what?
He was broke.
He was broke. Tony Romo. I'm talking about Kellen Moore and that UTEP guy that you talking about. Were they better than Dak Prescott? Should they have been hot? Exactly. Dennis, I want him to just tell it like it is.
Because if he tell it like he remember it
right now,
if he tell it like he remember it, Romo got injured. I want to say during the OTAs. He wasn't too good around OTAs.
He got hurt in preseason.
Around OTAs, he wasn't too good, and then so everybody kept thinking y'all was going to pick up Michael Vick because y'all needed a quarterback. That was the word around back when First Take was king, but when there wasn't no other shows, it was just First Take. So everybody thought y'all was going to pick up Michael Vick, but y'all didn't pick up Michael Vick. Y'all said, no, we're going to go with the kid we got from Mississippi State. And then y'all started him the first game of the preseason against the LA Rams.
And he
showed
Romo
up.
Got hurt. Romo got hurt in preseason.
The next
Dak
game,
started playing. Dak started playing, and they couldn't take him off the field. Then when Romo got finally when Romo got better, they had played so well together, and Romo had to go up there and be like, and Romo asked him, he goes, "When I come back, will I be able to compete for the start job?" And they said no. They said no, and that was the end of Romo, and Romo left the very next year. So that's what it was. Dak was never supposed to be the starting quarterback, though. But sometimes you get your opportunity. Listen, you know who else wasn't supposed to be the starting quarterback? Tom Brady. Tom Brady wasn't supposed to be the starting quarterback.
That wasn't my question, Marcus. My question was, should he have been that on the depth chart? Because I know part of that is also politics. Because Dak Prescott and the attitude, he wasn't supposed to be a fourth rounder either. But we all know he should have been a first rounder. Come on, stop this. That's why I said.
But they also like Kellen Moore. They like Kellen Moore because Kellen Moore played at Boise State, and he's a football junkie. And don't forget, Boise State in those days for a mid-major school, Boise State was good. You remember they beat Oklahoma in the damn college football in the BCS. You remember that? They ran that Statue of Liberty play. So Kellen Moore, came from pretty good stock. Dak Prescott, he got his opportunity, and when he got his opportunity, he ran with it. That's just really what happened. It was
the reason why I'm interested and why I said it is because I want people to stop evaluating Dak Prescott off of fourth round. Stop that. He shouldn't have been a fourth rounder. You know that he shouldn't have been fourth on the depth chart. I don't want to hear that. You know better.
Okay, but you're drafted where you're drafted. Should Tom Brady do y'all remember
That's the
what
same
Tom
thing
Brady?
with Shador. Don't do that. You know damn well Shador shouldn't have went 5th round. Is he a 5th round talent, Marcus? Stop this.
No,
Come on.
no, he's not.
This is why
No,
I'm
he's
saying what I'm
not.
saying right now. And this is why I have my reservation for Dak Prescott. My reservation is for the simple fact that I watched him at Mississippi State, by the way.
I thought he was little Tim Tebow.
I remember when Mississippi State and Mississippi was fighting for number 1 and number 2 rankings in the entire college football FBS. I remember that, sir. I remember that. I watched college football like true and dear. Let's stop that. Like, this is why I hold my reservation for Dak Prescott, because to me, I feel like Dak Prescott should be a better quarterback than he is. If getting paid $60 million, you should be a better quarterback. First and foremost, I mean, he wasn't the greatest throwing outside the boundary, outside the numbers into the sideline. We know that. You know that. You're a Dallas Cowboys fan. Don't even sit up here and act like he was.
The thing that has hurt him, and you could tell with him, the thing that has hurt him, that has deteriorated him, was when he broke his broke his ankle. If you notice, he don't run. He was
before that. He wasn't.
I'm saying he was one of when he came into the league. He was one of the best dual threat quarterbacks. I'm not saying he was Vic or Lamar Jackson. That's not what I'm saying. But he's go and look at old tape of him from Mississippi State. He was a really good dual threat quarterback. He would run on you. He would run on you. So I mean, it's just Dak Prescott is a good quarterback. If you put some things around him, and now you gave him a running game, you gave him a 1,200-yard receiver, and as quarterbacks get older, you have to put more around them. In the next 2 or 3 years, I'm going to call this shot. In the next 2 or 3 years, when Josh Allen starts slowing down and he don't run like the way that he used to, they're going to have to put more around him. Tom Brady, his last 2 years in New England, he was not that good. He just wasn't that good. And then he goes to Tampa. They give him Fournette and they give him Gronk, and he's got Mike Evans and he's got AB, and he wins another championship. So you got to still have a supporting cast even when you're a good quarterback. But this goes back when I keep telling you this, so you just keep fighting me on this. Jordan Love, to be able to sit back and not get beat up and not take the wear and tear that most quarterbacks take that are first round picks, and to see his regression, something, I'm like, dude, what are you doing? And then you see a guy like Caleb Williams who looked like crap his first year, and then the second year he's got the same numbers in year 2 that Caleb Williams does in year 6 or 7, and you're saying, oh, he's better than him. It's like,
Marcus, here's my fight back on that. I don't give a damn. You ain't about to make me feel bad because my organization know how to fucking draft.
I'm not. That's
you
good.
You ain't doing that.
I'm not. I'm just saying though, but we have to look at Jordan Love realistically.
Oh, well, coming out from day one again, sir. I'm going by your logic. When you are a number 1 overall pick, you came out your mouth and said, I expect impact and you to be a force multiplier. So
is Caleb Williams a multiplier?
Wait a minute, Marcus.
Okay.
So if you gonna say that, then I don't want you to backpedal and turn around and then tell me, well, you got to take all these hits and yada 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 because he was the best player and went to the worst team because that's what happened. And then you're talking about Jordan Love. Wait a minute. And then you're talking about Jordan Love sitting the bench 3 years because the Packers at number 24 got a steal in Aaron Rodgers, who should have went higher than 24. We all know this. Everybody and their mama know he should have went higher than 24. But whatever, we got him. And then we get to sit back and mold and develop Jordan Love. So I who
still won't progress. Who's a better quarterback right now? Who's a better quarterback right now? Who's a better quarterback right now? Who's a better quarterback? Dennis, who's a better quarterback right now? Caleb Williams or Jordan Love right now today?
That's a
Crazy.
good question.
Jordan.
Nah, I think it's Caleb, man.
He's
I think it's
better.
Caleb.
He's a better runner.
Yeah, listen, I'm not about to sit up here and let y'all Caitlin Clark, my man. Just because Caleb Williams late in games come up with these heroic throws, do not mean that.
But you got to remember. Hold on, Dre. That's tell the whole story. Because his first season, late in games, he was failing. They lost 10 straight.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I told
lost
you the
10 straight.
difference.
So,
wait a minute.
So what he did was he progressed. He got better the next year.
Wait a minute. I told you that the difference between 6-11 and 11-6 with the Bears was specifically coaching. Because guess what didn't change with Caleb Williams? His completion percentage did not change. He was 58% both years, sir. His touchdowns did not change that much. He just made better plays when it counted the most. That's what he did in year 2 with Ben Johnson being a year 1
year 2,
coach.
learning a new system.
That does not make him better than Jordan Love. Tell me right now, since you want to sit up here, you think you slick, gonna sit up here and shit on my quarterback again on another one of these shows. I'm about to hit you with this.
Okay.
Tell me, out of the major statistics in football, sir, where Jordan Love is not top 7 in every statistical category. Go ahead and tell me, because I can pull it up right now.
I don't just look at statisticals. You know the other thing that I look at. You should. You know the other thing that we look at. You know the other thing that we look at. You know the other thing we look at. The eye test.
I don't, Marcus, the alphabet, you hit me with this eye test one more time as if I don't watch Jordan Love, if that ain't my team, sir. Marcus, the alphabet, you ain't slick. That eye test, listen, I don't need an ophthalmologist, okay? I don't need that. Sir, you ain't slick.
So Marcus, what's the difference between Caleb Williams and Jordan Love? I just want to hear this one. Hold on.
He's a better playmaker. He's the kind of guy. He's a kind of guy. Hear me out. You asked me a question. He's the kind of guy when things break down. See, that's the other thing I like with quarterbacks too. Because things go wrong on a play. If a play is broken, I'm not saying that he's this guy. You know the thing that made Brett Favre so great, and the thing that made Aaron Rodgers so great. They can sit up there in the pocket, but when things break down, and they still make something happen, you're like, oh, this play is broken. We ain't get nothing on it. And then this guy is throwing off platform 60 yards down the field on a rope. That's not Jordan Love. He's a much better playmaker. He's a better playmaker.
The difference between 6-11 and 11-6 last year is that he was able to make a throw.
But they went out and fixed that offensive line too.
You know what else? You know what else? You know what else also helped? Not having Matt Eberflus as your head coach, and going from Matt Eberflus to Ben Johnson.
Listen, I gave Ben Johnson his props. You making me listen, Marcus? You are literally making me defend Chicago Bears affiliates on shows.
And I'm going to defend you too. I'm going to defend you too. If y'all get Mike Tomlin next year, and they fire Matt LaFleur.
I knew it. I heard it.
And I'm going to give you props for that too, because coaching matters.
Y'all listen. I don't think Matt LaFleur is a bad coach.
I don't either.
Okay, so why aren't they winning games?
Hold on. Matt LaFleur has taken them to an NFC Championship game, and Matt LaFleur has also had them winning the division. But since they had a certain quarterback, they just been stuck at a certain 7th seed. Can't win a division. Everybody has won that division since that quarterback has been in the league. But them.
Oh, that you know what? And that's cute. That's very cute, Dennis, that you say that. But we not about to sit up here. We not about to sit up here. Hold on. We ain't about to sit up here and pretend that Jordan Love in the last game that they lost, sir, Did not
Played
throw.
pretty damn well. Played pretty damn well.
We not
But ain't
about
score a
to
point
get
in the third quarter.
defense. And I keep saying this. This is why Matt LaFleur, I want to smack in his mouth because
I just
you
wonder
didn't
why y'all
learn.
keep blaming Matt LaFleur. That's what
No, yes, I am blaming him because you didn't lose. You didn't learn from the last game. You didn't learn like you were up. There's no, sir. They were up.
He pulled the Mitch Johnson.
Games, and
He pulled the Mitch. He pulled the Mitch Johnson.
Straight trash. Offensive play calling straight suspect. Bro, you didn't learn it. Like, come on now. And we all know Jordan Love is not the guy. I get it. That's something Jordan Love better get better at later on.
But I think it's more to your offensive line. And I don't think that y'all fixed the offensive line this offseason either.
Who offensive line was bad? You better not say Green Bay's was.
Green Bay had a good offensive line? Mr. Aaron Bakshaw paid all that money to Mr. Bank of America?
Mr. Bank of America, I don't give a damn about. Listen, I don't give. Hold on, watch this. I don't give a damn about Bank of America when you got Key Bank, Chime, and everybody else on the squad too.
Right. His name on Instagram is Bank of America, and his ass wasn't available on Sunday. Withdraw from the ATM.
Guess what? I know this. I bet you this. I bet you
that offensive
line ain't bottom 10.
No, but it was bad though.
How you bad and in the top 10?
I don't see them in no top 10, Dre. I see them top 15. I see the middle of the pack.
Shit. How many sacks did Jordan Love take last year?
Jordan Love
or the year prior.
Pass.
Or the year before. No, I know. Oh, he threw the ball fast.
No. The year before y'all was a better offensive line because y'all. Hold on. The year before y'all was a better offensive line because y'all switched certain players to their right position. But then y'all switched them out of position, and now that last season they didn't look that good.
We're gonna find out this year. We're gonna find out this year because guess
what?
We got some.
Drake. Every time y'all played a team with a dominant front four, what happened? Denver, dominant front four, lost. Eagles, dominant front four, lost.
Who? Say it again.
Browns, dominant front four, lost.
Who?
Panthers, dominant front four, lost.
Oh, you talking about last year?
Yeah, what we can't talk about this year. What you want to see the future?
No, hell no. But we gonna see the future when my team better than both of y'all's. But it's all good. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Not when Michael Parsons.
We just found out today.
We just found out today that Michael Parsons might miss it. Terrence Parsons went on Attack on Cowboys.
Yeah.
And said Micah's gonna miss half the season.
Yeah, he ain't gonna be back to October. And if let's just go by what y'all say. And if y'all say he's most important and y'all ain't won the game since he last left, and y'all telling me y'all gonna win the first game of the season with Kyler Murray? Oh, I can't wait to.
I cannot wait. We got
guess what? That's cute. You know what? That's so cute. You love cheerleading for Skull and whoever else you can cheer for, and whoever else you can cheer for when it comes to my team. I tell you what.
Josh Jacobs going to get
suspended. You also heard that they're going to get Jadeveon Clowney too, right?
What the fuck? If y'all was getting what's his name? Sweat. I'll be a little nervous. Jadeveon.
Wait a minute, and that ain't off the books. That's not off the books.
Jadeveon Clowney.
That's not off the books yet, though. That's not off the books, sir. Let's not do that.
Clowney had 8.5.
By the way, wait a minute. No, Mark. You think he's so slick? You think you slick? Dennis Holmes.
I'm good.
Sir, you said we ain't won a game since Michael Parsons was what?
After he got injured. How many games y'all won?
After he got injured?
How many games y'all won?
Okay, watch this. Dennis Holmes. How many points did the defense give up in those games? I want to wait. I'm just glad to hear you. Because I don't remember Green Bay getting blown out in not a damn game last year. Not one.
Well, besides the one game. I'm not going to charge you for that game because Derrick Henry went crazy. But besides I'm not going to charge you. I'm not going to charge you. I'm not even going to do you like that. But for you to give up 25 points in a playoff game, that's considered a blowout, sir.
Yeah, okay, that's the only one. I give you that. That's the only one. because I have to be fair. That's the only game, sir. And we don't lose to Baltimore, and that pissed me off too. That's another. You want to talk about games that pissed me off? That one pissed me off. Derrick Henry do not do that against the Green Bay Packers.
The Browns
we usually fold him up.
The Browns
We usually pack him right up. We usually fold him up.
That's when I start calling him Fruity Pebbles, Marcus. I start calling him Fruity Pebbles after that Browns game.
How many games is the running back getting suspended for?
No, he ain't getting suspended. Charges was dropped. Yeah, charges was dropped. I got that straight from Terrence Parsons. Charges was dropped.
Okay.
No, it's all good though. You see how y'all plotting and scheming for wins on my team though. Y'all want people to be suspended. You know what? Y'all sound like the goddamn golden.
Actually, I'm not really worried about it. I don't play your team this year, so I don't really have a horse in the race. I don't play your team this year. I play the Cowboys this year, and I want us to sweep them. So.
But hold on, but Marcus, no.
Whoa! What did you just say?
Yeah, I want us to sweep the Cowboys. I want you to hear that.
You're not gonna sweep us.
Yeah. Matter of fact, if my predictions go right by Thanksgiving, we're gonna win the division.
No, we're gonna have to put something on that because now you're talking crazy.
What's your bet though? You got to have a counter bet. What's your counter bet? Yeah, because he's good for just saying that. And Dennis Holmes plays some crazy shit. And what's your counter bet?
Cowboys win the division.
Yeah, you ain't win no division.
Cowboys win the division.
You don't even sound confident.
Oh, I'm very confident. We got the best player in the draft. Caleb Jones, the best player in the draft.
I agree. You got the best player in the draft.
All right. Malachi Lawrence. Get Malachi
No,
Lawrence?
I said Caleb Downs. I told you Caleb Downs before the draft started. That Caleb Downs is the best player in the draft. And you told me you wasn't sure. I said before it started. And we was talking about this degenerative league. And I told you he was going to Dallas. With the degenerative league. I said that on the show.
I did not think that
he was on every one of my mock
Harbaugh. I did not think that Harbaugh. I didn't think that Harbaugh would let him buy him twice.
I did because the Giants are stupid. But go ahead.
Because John Harbaugh loves safeties. That they went and drafted Kyle Hamilton high. I did not think that he was going to let him. With two first-round picks,
like giving up fourth quarter leads 17 times in his career.
That was
talking about no goddamn safety. You talking about you should be safe. You should play safety when it comes to them damn leads. The what you talking about? That's the real
all the prevent defense. What they say. All the prevent defense does is prevent you from winning. Hey, y'all, we appreciate y'all for coming out. We've been over here after nearly two hours and 15 minutes.
We bucking around with you because bucking around with you and then talking to Dennis about y'all hating on these damn Packers. We'll be here another 45 goddamn minutes.
That's how we do, though. So what we'll do next week, hopefully Devon usually pops his head up in here. What we'll do next week is we'll do Dennis, come back next week. And we'll do the record prediction for the Eagles next week. That's what we'll do because that's what I had wanted to do, but we got a little sidetrack. And then whatever
right here. Damn
whatever.
Y'all so slick. Nah, that ain't it. My fault. But I do got the Eagles schedule up. I had it up.
It's all good. We got a little side.
We'll do it next week.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it next week. That list that I have. You said that you don't agree with that. You said you said you didn't agree with that list of teams that T. Higgins would be.
Because you think T. Higgins is better than Devontae Smith, and he's not.
He is though.
He's not.
He is though. He is. Let me tell you this. Devontae Smith. Let me say this to you just as plain as I can. Devontae Smith has never been the best wide receiver on his own team. Well, when he was at Alabama. When he was at Alabama, he wasn't the number one receiver.
Well, actually, he was the number one receiver his rookie year with us. I'm trying to figure out what he's talking about.
Okay. Look, just because you're the best player on a team with a bad wide receiver core, that doesn't make you Alec Pierce for the Colts. He's the number one receiver this year.
He was
for
a
the Colts.
1,000-yard receiver though. That's the difference.
Okay, I don't care about
Green Bay don't have a 1,000-yard receiver, and they pay the guy $27 million a year. He ain't touched 1,000 yards. Just want to let you know the difference on that.
Hating. Listen, y'all gotta stop all that hating shit.
Just want to let you know the difference on that.
Hold on. Hey, now y'all gotta stop all that hating shit. When you got 5,
they got another one that they pay $18 million, who I think is the best wide receiver on the team. He ain't touched 1,000.
Guess what? When you got 5 targets, when you got 5 good targets, I don't care about 1,000 yards. You know who else didn't have 1,000 yards all like that? Is when the Patriots had them 4 targets. I don't remember them having 1,000+ yard seasons like that either. I don't remember your boy whatchamacallit, Super Duper and all of them having 1,000-yard seasons with Miami either. But somehow Dan Marino was throwing for damn near 5,000 yards. I don't want to hear that 1,000-yard shit. We had 5 legitimate.
The Mark brothers had 1,000 yards.
Mark brother, I don't know. We talking about consistent.
They weren't all.
They
weren't all.
They were never consistent.
They weren't all.
None of them was. Stop this. Let's not even do that.
Dennis, we'll have to sit down and
no, hell no.
We're gonna have to sit down.
Matter of fact, Mark Clayton. Where did Mark Clayton go after?
Oh no, you talking about the 80s. A lot of cocaine was back then, but you can't put on that.
Yeah, a lot of cocaine, a lot of
cocaine,
booger sugar, a lot of booger sugar,
a lot of that booger sugar. A lot of dudes on booger sugar for the game. We can't put none of that on that.
Y'all not about to stay here and shit on my Packers though.
It's crazy because a lot of dudes that's owners now wasn't even owners in the 80s. My owner wasn't the owner in the 80s.
Shit. Guess what? We ain't gonna need 1,000-yard receiver this year, and we still gonna win the division. Don't worry.
Jerry Jones got the team in like the late 80s, right?
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah, see what I mean?
Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry though. We're gonna be divisional winners like the rest of y'all.
No,
everybody gonna be a divisional winner.
All right, at least okay, Dre. All right, that's what I'm talking about, Dre. You're gonna win the division. That's what I'm talking about. At least one Packer fan is saying that.
You're not winning the division.
Why? Wait a minute. Is Packers fans saying they ain't winning the division?
They said they don't care about winning the division. They just care about making the playoffs.
Oh, see,
you're not winning the division.
After what you just watched, wait a minute. Come on now.
That's why I said y'all need. That's why I said y'all need a home playoff game.
What kind of Packers fans you talking to? Because after what you just watched last year, there is no way.
Hey Drake, I'm gonna send you the show. I think it's about 45 minutes long.
Bro,
just
you can't be comfortable with the Packers just making the playoff. Hell no. What? Who said, bro? I go on that same show and 10 toes down. Tell them you gotta be a damn fool. And tell me that you comfortable with just the Packers making the playoffs.
Hey, if Kyler Murray coming in win that division, I don't know if we're gonna have a conversation.
Whoa, who won it?
If Kyler Murray coming in win that division, I don't know if we're gonna have that same conversation about Jordan.
Okay, watch this. Dennis, I'll be the first one to say it as a Packers fan. If Kyler Murray come in the division and Minnesota win that division, Matt LaFleur should be fired immediately. I don't give a
but you said last year, but didn't you say last year? Last year you said the Bears were coming in last place. You said the Bears were coming in last place.
The Bears was hold on. I did say that. The Bears was dog shit dookie. Hold on. Wait a minute. The Bears was dog shit dookie the year before. What I did not expect, and hey, players
made a lot of improvements though.
Hold on, watch this. Players fuck up, Marcus. Don't act like you ain't never fucked up. Players fuck up. Listen, sir, I did not expect for Caleb Williams and them to win 7. Let me put the number up for you. 7 games last year in the fourth quarter. I didn't expect them to win 7 games.
That's what the Iceman does. That's what the Iceman does. That's what the Iceman does.
Yo, stop calling him Iceman.
That's his name.
Highly disrespectful.
That's my son.
No, he ain't Iceman. Y'all better stop calling him that. He ainain't Iceman. That was
crazy. He did that after he scored a touchdown on y'all.
I don't know. Yeah, okay. No.
And here's what's crazy though, Dre. Here's what's crazy though, Dre. This is the thing that I don't like about the Bears. They did not improve their defense this offseason, and they got rid of their number 1 wide receiver.
Yeah.
Which their wide receiver room is deep, but they got rid of number 1 wide receiver. So
they have so much. My family that lives up in Chicago. I'm gonna tell y'all this. I'm gonna give y'all a little fantasy football advice right now from the Defending Alphabets football show. fantasy football champion. Luther Burden Jr. That's all I'm gonna say. Luther
Okay, watch
Burden Jr.
this. I got something for you.
Well, Luther Burden Jr. Matthew Golden have more yards.
You're gonna be singing Luther.
No. Matthew Golden would not have more yards than Luther Burden Jr. No.
Hell no, he definitely not. I'm one of
Matthew Golden is the third wide receiver on the team. No.
Hold on, guess what though? You're gonna be singing the Luther song as a Burden song, because that team surely gonna get juniored this year. You gotta face the damn the Lions, who you didn't beat at all last year, by the way. You didn't beat them at all. Let's be clear. And the Lions got a front four that's phenomenal, right? And then you got to play Minnesota, whose front four got better this year. Whose front
Kyler
four
Murray said he's having a hard time. Kyler Murray said he's having a hard time learning the playbook. He ain't getting he's getting equal snaps with JJ McCarthy. They're splitting the reps between JJ McCarthy and Kyler Murray.
Yeah, Mr. Kyler Murray, but that's okay. But I'm talking about Caleb Williams. You ain't slick. I'm talking about what Caleb Williams gonna get pressured into this year. By the way,
Caleb Williams will be top 5. Caleb Williams will be top 5 in the MVP race this year.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Caleb Williams will be top 5 in the Caleb Williams will be top 5 in the MVP race this year.
You're tripping.
Caleb Williams will be top 5 in it. I didn't say he's gonna win.
Hey, Dennis, make sure you keep that in your memoirs that this guy is big enough.
Caleb Williams will be top 5 in the MVP.
Listen, sir, I'm gonna tell you exactly what's gonna happen. The Bears is gonna do what the Bears usually do, because after year one, year 2 is the toughest. Hold on, year 2 is the toughest when it comes to coaching and all that good stuff. Year 2, when people got tape on you now, watch this. Year 2 gonna come. I'm gonna watch the Bears bear down as usual, and then we're gonna pack them up. We're gonna pack them up. We're gonna ship them off to Indiana, where we know where they really going. Where they really going after this? After this, and then all the Chicago people gonna be mad as hell because they only gonna have a couple of teams.
Here's what people are forgetting about the Bears before we get up out of here. They have a top 3 running back duo in the league. That Swift and Monangai. Now I know that Gibbs and Montgomery, but Montgomery's with the Texans now. But that running game that they have between those two there is a problem.
You know what's so funny? Mr. Swift man over here. He's so high on Swift again now. I just got a question for you. What happened in year 2 with DeAndre Swift when teams end up tape on him? What happened in year 2? The first team that he went to in year 2, what happened?
Got shut down. But that ain't you need to worry about the lightning part. Monangai is a problem.
Can you say Vamoose disappeared?
Okay.
Disappeared? Can you say Houdini?
Okay.
Can you say Houdini? Yeah. Okay. So you keep it up with this high hope on Swift, and you're going to swiftly find out that teams that got tape on his ass, in a different system, you can hide. Look, it's good to camouflage.
This year, Colston Loveland will be a top 5 tight end.
Colston Loveland is phenomenal. Michigan guy. Guess what? Colston. Oh, don't watch this. I said Colston Loveland might be the best the best offensive Michigan prospect that I've seen Michigan put out in a couple of years. Because if I got to go by JJ McCarthy or Blake Corum, Blake Corum, all right. Colston Loveland was balling last year. Let's be clear. I'm not about to hate on Colston Loveland. In fact, I would have loved to have Colston Loveland when Tucker Kraft went down. Hell, we could have used Colston Loveland. I'm mad as hell. That motherfucker was killing our ass. Colston Loveland was killing it.
What's up with your boy Musgrave?
So watch this. Even Luke Musgrave had a good season. Was all right. He was pretty good. And then Tucker Kraft came in, and he was even better.
Tucker Kraft went down.
Stop hating on my tight ends. No, look,
Yeah.
Musgrave was good before Tucker Kraft, and then Tucker Kraft was even better, and then Musgrave went and found the grave. I don't know what to tell you about Musgrave. I don't know what to expect from him. I'm gonna be honest.
Make sure y'all tune in next week. We'll do the Eagles schedule breakdown.
But we're gonna see you talk that. We're gonna see Marcus talk that shit when week 7 or 8 come and the Bears got to play the Packers in Green Bay. And Michael Parsons make his triumphant return. And we
gonna be on the snap count. We ain't worried about that.
Limited snap count.
Sir, you don't even have a horse in the fight, sir. Last I checked, the Eagles don't play us into the playoffs, which we gonna get our lick back on your ass too.
Caleb Williams is my son, man. Caleb Williams is my son. Man.
Oh, say Caleb is your son.
Stop disrespecting the Iceman. The Madden cover boy, Iceman. Don't disrespect him like that.
No, Mr. Freeze. He is Mr. Freeze. He is not Iceman. There's a difference.
The Iceman coming. The Iceman coming. We appreciate everybody who came out. We got a little long-winded and went off, but
thaw his ass right out this year too. We're gonna thaw him right out.
We appreciate all the love and support. Everybody who comes through the comments and stuff like that. We didn't do too many comments tonight, but everybody in the comment section and that interacts with us, we appreciate you, man. It's always fun to chop it up with these guys. We'll try to have Dennis back next week so we can break down the Eagles schedule and whatever news comes up. We're about 40 plus days away from training camp, so start getting ready. Basketball season's over. Hockey's over.
You think you so slick? By the way, shout out to the hockey world. By the way, NHL draft here in Buffalo Friday. We'll be here in Buffalo. Buffalo already done made some moves. I can't wait to have these conversations coming up with these Sabres folks. Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting, Marcus. I know you try to do that hockey, but you give me the every time. Yeah, we talk about hockey. But shout out to the NHL world. Shout out to my guy Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. It is hockey. It is soccer for those who watch soccer. Do you even watch soccer? Who watch soccer? Do y'all even watch soccer? Damn it!
I've actually been watching a little bit of soccer, like for World Cup.
Is popping.
Yeah.
And so is the WNBA. WNBA popping too, by the way. Shout out to the WNBA.
Yes, it is.
Yes, WNBA is popping. I love what they're doing for all those folks who hate it and thought that these women wasn't gonna get it together. Yeah, now shut the. I almost wanted to say
I really enjoyed watching AZ Darkovich. I've really enjoyed watching her.
Watching who?
Darko Fudd. I've been enjoying watching.
Yo, if you disrespect
AZ Fudd,
yo, he think he's so smart. He calls her Darko. Yo, he think he's slick. Bro, you better stop doing that.
Darko Fudd.
AZ Fudd is nice, bro. You tripping.
You should have drafted Olivia Miles.
No, you shouldn't. I keep trying to tell you this, sir. They did not need
when you go. And the Detroit Pistons did not need. They did not need another small forward.
I told you different circumstances.
Guess what, Dennis?
Hey, Marcus, I got a question for you.
Dennis, if Carmelo Anthony had went to the Detroit Pistons instead of Darko Milicic, they didn't want Carmelo because they said they had too many forwards. And instead of getting Carmelo Anthony, you drafted Darko Milicic.
Well, that's their fault. The forward position is different from point guard.
So that's what I'm gonna call her from here on out. I got a question for you.
Well, hold on. No. Because you keep pumping this narrative, and now I gotta ask you. You keep saying
Darko Fudd.
Marcus, are you taking Olivia Miles over Paige Beckers?
No.
No, you're not. You're not. Don't even. No. I don't know why you even think about it. Listen, Olivia Miles is having a phenomenal year. Yeah. Phenomenal. Maybe one of the best rookie years I've ever seen.
But ask me if I'd rather have AZ Fudd or Olivia Miles. Ask me that.
You said what?
Ask me would I rather have Darko Fudd
I don't listen, sir. Here's the other problem with that. Even at the guard position, watch this. Even at the shooting guard position, sir.
Yeah.
Do you know who Dallas's other guard is? Do you know who it is? I'll tell you, because she's also a Notre Dame alum, by the way.
Okay. And guess what? And guess what I would do? And guess what I would do? And guess what I would do? Guess what I would do? I play 3 guards. That's what I do.
Hell
I
no.
I play 3 guards, and we'll run all. What's that song? What's that song? What's that song by? What's that song by Flo Rida? What's that song by Flo Rida? And I run these streets all night and day.
How you gonna play 3 guards, sir? I just want to know how you thought you was playing 3 guards when all of them are like 6 foot. Dude, they would get dominated.
And guess what? We're gonna run all day. And you know who else should have played? You know who else should have played 3 guards? The Spurs. They should have ran with 3. They should have ran with 3 guards.
That's different. That's different.
They should have ran with 3 guards too. We appreciate everybody coming out. We got to get
the
up.
Dallas Wings is 12-6, Marcus, and you over here talking about the Dallas Wings didn't win 11 games last year. Didn't win 11 games last year, and you over here calling this girl Darko Fud, and they don't win 12 games in 18 games.
Come on, call Fud. That's what I'm gonna call. That's what I'm gonna call.
Stop disrespecting the number 1 overall pick in AZ Fud. Stop.
I will. I'll stop disrespecting her when you stop disrespecting the Iceman. Y'all have a good evening. We appreciate y'all, man. Much love and respect to everybody.
You ain't 50 Cent. You ain't 50 Cent. You ain't 50 Cent. You two
in love
with a lip. Yeah, see ya. Yeah, see ya.
Darko Fud. That's what.